In preparation for the raising of the flag, the Bulldog Marching Band will play Battle Cry of Freedom, also known as Rally Round the Flag.
Yeah, it's all green.
Good. Thank you.
Championship celebration, a quick ceremony to really kind of cap off that national championship a year ago here for the fans before we get into the kickoff here just after 6 o'clock.
It's exciting. One more tribute to the national championship, and boy, obviously that was so special that we will never forget. It'll never get old, and one more opportunity to really celebrate that one before we get ready to kick off this season.
Live on Flo Sports as well and FloCollege. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here tonight. Of course, we'll have all the coverage on the Bulldog Sports Network and Sunny 97.3 as Ferris State and Pittsburg State meet up number 1 versus number 9 here in the season opener tonight as kickoff coming your way in less than 15 minutes here at Top Taggart Field. We'll be back with more pregame coverage after this 2-minute break on Sunny 97.3. And welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage right here on Sunny 97.3 and online at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Of course, on FloCollege as well, as we get set for the opening kick coming up here soon. And soon the arrival of the Bulldogs coming out from the opposite side.
Yeah, it looks like maybe the Pittsburg State specialists trying to make their way back out onto the field, but it won't be long before the teams will be returning here as I'm trying to look through the foliage here on the other end. It looks like maybe Pittsburg State making their way out of the rear of the Student Recreation Center. So soon we'll be taking the field here as we're getting closer and closer to kickoff here as fans enjoying the tunes of the newly reformed Ferris State Marching Band that is showing some great work here as, again, Dr. Dan Atwood has done such great work getting this band back together as they play the fight song one more time. And soon we'll be awaiting the arrival of the Bulldogs here as at least one team is making its way out of the Student Recreation Center. We won't be able to see quite as well until closer to the fall comes and some of the foliage breaks down.
Ferris State football live right here on the voice of the Bulldogs, Sunny 97.3. And, of course, live coverage tonight by the Ferris State Television and Digital Media Production Program as the Bulldogs take on Pittsburg State. Top 10 matchup here in the country. Third ever series meeting with the Bulldogs looking to break the 1-1 deadlock here in terms of where the count currently stands. Both matchups, though, have been competitive matchups. Of course, the Bulldogs beat the Gorillas 17-14 here in the second round back in 2022 on the way to a national title. Last year was Pittsburg State that had a big win over the Bulldogs, and Ferris State really had some trouble in that 19-3 season opening setback.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs really certainly had not hit their stride, obviously, offensively, and so that game ended up being a struggle. I thought the defense really played well. They were on the field a long time. It was very hot out there, but the defense, I think, for the most part, held up pretty well. So that was exciting to see, and hopefully the Bulldogs will be able to work out some things offensively. Obviously, they did over the course of last season.
So the Ferris State band going to line up here once the team comes back as they're going to form the tunnel here as the Bulldogs are back in the locker room right now. Pittsburg State as well as some of the specialists start to make their way back here to the artificial surface. The Bulldogs and the Gorillas, all eyes right now here on Top Taggart Field for one of the biggest matchups in the country here to start off the 2025 season.
Yeah, and it's really great to see the fans beginning to file in. The student section already full and are already into the standing room area, so it's going to be exciting to see that get going here as getting ready to inflate the Bulldog, but it's going to be a really, really good crowd here tonight.
Ferris State, of course, on the road next week. We'll have live coverage from Painesville, Ohio next Saturday in the first road game of the year, but the Bulldogs not worried about hitting the road next week to take on the Storm of Lake Erie. Right now, all the attention has to be on Pittsburg State, a very formidable opponent here in the season opener, one of the all-time winningest programs here in Division II history.
Yeah, they certainly don't have to take a back seat to anybody in terms of their history with college football. They have built a great program, and it's really great. I know we've said it a few times already, but it's really great when you can bring two programs of this caliber together here, as it looks like the Pittsburg State team is going to take the field first.
Of course, the Gorillas, much like the Bulldogs, some question marks at quarterback. And we mentioned Ferris State had three different guys listed or starters at the quarterback position, and the Gorillas do as well. Jake Wolf, a redshirt junior, or Trey Baker, who is a redshirt sophomore, Jackson Berry, a redshirt senior as well. All three listed on their two-deep as potential starters here for the Gorillas.
It's almost like you guys copied each other in terms of your two-deeps here as the Pittsburg State team getting a nice hand, and I tell you what, Pittsburg State with a good crowd across the stadium from us on the east side of the stadium. But, you know, both teams, you know, from a quarterback standpoint, in some ways are looking for an identity here and how things are going to play out here. So it's going to be very interesting. Both teams with a lot of unknowns as they look at each other and try to scout each other.
Of course, the Bulldogs lose Trinidad Chambliss, who had a fantastic year a season ago as a potential Harlan Hill Trophy candidate. Pittsburg State, though, lost a very good one as well, and Chad Dotson, who was their starting quarterback the past few seasons.
He was a good one, too, for this team, and he was not only a talented quarterback but also a leader for their team. And so they're certainly looking to fill some big shoes from that standpoint. The Bulldogs are as well. But if you remember, Trinidad really, I think, emerged, Rob, in week one. So after week 0, Trinidad really started to take off after that. And you know, who knows? That could be Wyatt Bauer this year. That could be Chase Carter this year. It could be LeSean Mumfield. It could be Carson Gulker. So we don't know what's going to happen, but the Bulldogs do feel good about the players, the names that they have in that quarterback room.
Of course, Tom Anthony here for Pittsburg State has some talent as well at the other positions. They had a very strong defense a year ago. They've got to replace some guys on the defensive side as well, but much like Ferris State, they feel very confident in their back half with some fans calling it maybe the best secondary in the country. The Bulldogs will have to try to challenge here tonight.
Yeah, I think both teams can make that argument right now that they have very strong secondaries. Their secondary is tremendously experienced here. Redshirt senior, all the way up and down. One sophomore as a backup on the 2 deep. So they feel really good about their secondary, so it's going to be tough.
This has been the Johnson Automotive pregame show. We're going to take one final 60-second timeout. We'll come back as we get ready for the opening kick here tonight at Top Taggart Field on Sunny 97.3, the Bulldog Sports Network, and Flow Sports.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast. Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
And welcome back, everyone, to Top Taggart Field, live coverage of Ferris State football as Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston get you set here for the opening kickoff coming up here very shortly. The Gorillas have returned on the opposite sideline, and here comes the smoke, and here comes the Ferris State Bulldogs as the Bulldogs take the artificial surface here at Top Taggart Field for the first time in 2025.
Yeah, it's exciting. You can hear it. The cheer stunt team leading with the flags, spelling out Ferris, and then the cannon going off. And boy, I tell you what, the atmosphere is great. And of course, the tunnel formed by the renewed Ferris State marching band and cheer stunt team.
So the Bulldogs here with a lot of home fans on hand here tonight. High school football around the area as well, but a tremendous crowd that continues to come in here at Top Taggart. The student section full here in the south end zone, and should be a great atmosphere here for one of the top matchups in the country tonight.
Yeah, student section is full and more coming in, so they're going to be 2 deep standing around the fence here as this is going to be just another great Friday night game that we're going to be having here, or Thursday night game, excuse me, that we're going to be having here to open the season here as the Bulldogs huddle in the north end zone in the shadow of what's going to be a great addition to this stadium and campus once that new hall is built. And boy, it's going to really do so much to dress up the stadium, and it's a multi-phase project, and that new hall, Rob, is going to be a huge part of that.
Week 0, it's a blackout night here as the Bulldogs are wearing the black. We're wearing the black here in the broadcast booth as well on Flow Sports as the Bulldogs look to take on Pittsburg State and looking to really exact some revenge from a year ago when the Gorillas came out and really stole the show against the Bulldogs down in Pittsburg, Kansas.
Yeah, they did. I thought Pittsburg State did a really good job of kind of channeling the emotion of the crowd. Their crowd was really into it, and they really fed off of it, the marching band as well. And so they really got off to such a great start in that game. Neither team was, I mean, we weren't as good offensively as we would become over the course of the season. And they weren't necessarily that great offensively either, but they were a little better than us. They were able to certainly capitalize at one point on a turnover that was huge for them. Otherwise, it was, a field goal contest, and we, didn't have good enough field position to be able to catch up, or keep up, I should say.
Coming to the field now with the national championship.
The Bulldogs right now honoring last year's national championship as the celebration video was playing here at Top Taggart Field, and they're going to bring the national championship trophy, I believe, out here onto the playing surface. We'll wait and see as the Ferris State celebrates the national title one more time. I think Coach Denise has kind of already turned the book, and obviously looking forward to just watching this team compete here in the season opener.
Yeah, coaches, certainly love to recognize the success of last season, especially when you win a national championship, because it does not come easily. But at the same time, coaches are kind of like, you know what, hey, I got to lock in on what it's going to take to beat Pittsburg State, as the referee signals the respective captains to make their way to center field.
Bulldog captains here tonight will be Jarvis Wyndham, the senior center, trying to lift up the student section here. Tim Allen, one of the Bulldog veterans on the defensive line, along with Jalen Jones on the back half of the defense, and Brady Rose, Mr. Do-It-All here for Ferris State at the slot position. They're going to be the 4 Bulldog captains. Of course, Coach Anise, not one of those guys that names the captains ahead of time. He likes to name his captains each and every week, and the 4 guys that have been leaders here, he penciled out Jarvis Wyndham during preseason camp for the work he did in terms of leadership here for this football team.
Yeah, and we saw, some of them, the captains,
Gentlemen,
some
please
a little bit
shake
more
hands.
vocal than others.
Good evening.
But definitely great leaders on this team is getting ready for the ceremonial coin toss here. It's going to take place shortly.
Of course, Ferris State here looking to get this game started
State,
off in a
that's
big
the
way.
coin we're
Sandy,
gonna
some
use.
quick
That's a
keys
head
here for the
side,
Bulldogs if they
tail
hope to get a
side,
win over the Gorillas here
tail
tonight.
side.
I think we've all
Head
talked about it
side.
quite a bit. Rob, we
What
got
is
to
your
get off to a
call,
better
sir?
start offensively. We have got to really
Heads
set a
is
good
call.
tone. We got to take care of the football, key number 2. We cannot turn the ball over. 2 very
It's
good
tails.
defensive
You won the
teams.
toss.
2 teams that are very good on the back end.
You'll
defensively.
defer.
So probably not going to be a lot of mistakes that are going to lead to big plays in the passing game. But then again, you never know. But more than likely not with 2 very good secondaries. And so Bulldogs have to take care of the football.
Ferris State won the
They
toss.
have to be
They will defer.
opportunistic. And the third key,
Pitt
the
State will
offensive line
receive.
has to be
Good luck,
dominant.
gentlemen.
Our offensive line had not gelled in that first game in week 0 last year. They have to do that here today.
The Bulldogs, it looks like, have won the toss and deferred as Pittsburg State will start with the football here at Top Tiger Field, and we'll get this 2025 season kicked off here tonight in Big Rapids. The mayor of Big Rapids, Dr. Fred Gunther, was down there as the ceremonial coin toss took place, and always nice to see the mayor here and here on a big night here in this season opener.
It is always great to see the mayor. He's actually in my neighborhood down in the Flats area of Big Rapids, and so good to see the mayor out there, and he is a tremendous supporter of Ferris State Athletics, a big fan, and certainly great to see him as the Pittsburg State specialists take the field and start getting themselves in position. And Rob, we're getting ready to kick off the 2025 season.
Ferris State football brought to you by Mancino's Pizza, a proud partner of Bulldog Athletics. Show your student ID if you're a Ferris State student for 10% off. Thank you goes out to Mancino's Pizzas. The Bulldogs will put the ball on the tee. Back deep here for Pittsburg State in the return game. They got a talented return man in Kieran Parchman, I believe, who is back deep here for the Gorillas.
Middleton set to kick
Mitch
for Ferris
Middleton to
State.
kick it away here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs look to kick off 2025.
Mitch Middleton has really grown and developed here. He's always been the guy with the big legs, so we'll see what kind of foot he can get into it. Wind is blowing toward the south, so whatever wind advantage he has is going to be in his favor.
From left to right, we are underway as this one driven into the end zone, and Pittsburg State's going to come out with it on that far side. A hole to the outside before the Bulldogs are able to run the return man out of bounds out near the 30-yard line for Pittsburg State. That return man was Jalen Fuchska on the return here for the Gorillas.
And that was a great return right there because he was driven probably about 4 or 5 yards deep into the end zone, heading backwards, and then came out with some speed, got up a little bit of a seam along that far sideline and upfield. So solid starting field position here for the Gorillas.
Here comes the Ferris State defense. Marquis Jones and Caleb Davis starting inside. Tyrone Fowler and Tim Allen to the outside here on that front four here for Ferris State in this matchup tonight as the Gorillas will work out of the shotgun set, and they'll shift 3 receivers here out to the wide side, trying to draw the Bulldogs perhaps offsides. Give straight ahead here, and not much doing here for the tailback as I think the quarterback right there, Jake Wolf, got the start, gave it off, but not a whole lot of room to run.
Yeah, they really tried to spread the Bulldogs out, Rob. They tried to get the Bulldogs to loosen up the box a little bit and then tried to hit them with a run right up the middle, but the Bulldogs were having none of it. And you know the Bulldogs' defensive interior, the 2 tackles, they're going to be tested.
Cleo Chandler Jr. on the carry. It was actually Jackson Berry that got the start wearing the 1 jersey. He's back there in the shotgun set here for the Gorillas on second down. Call it 9 yards to go. Looking to throw here downfield. He's got a man open into Bulldog territory, down the sideline and knocked out of bounds, but good field position here as he hooks up with his wideout here in the receiver. On the play for Pittsburg State was Grayson Holbert.
Yeah, they're going to go hurry up right here. Caught the Bulldogs with a little bit of a breakdown in the secondary and just had to loft it in there. 100% pass, trips to the left here.
Barry lines up again here with Chandler to his left side here in the offensive backfield. First down and 10 here at the Ferris State 33-yard line for the Gorillas on the opening series. Chandler on the sweep to the right side trying to turn back upfield. Got a couple before the Bulldogs stand him up. Maybe a gain of a yard and a half here for Pittsburg State.
Yeah, tried to stretch it out a little bit to the right side. Bulldogs with a lot of speed on defense, able to get there and plug up any hole before they were able to get started. Pittsburg State probably fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Bulldogs here defensively looking to find a way to get a stop here on second down. Calling about 9 yards to go. Here is Barry in the gun with Chandler to his left side here against that four-man front. He'll send a man in motion. He'll give it off again to Chandler, bouncing right side here, turning upfield. Got to the 30 on a pickup here of about 3 yards on second down.
Yeah, trying to inch their way a little bit closer to at least field goal range right there. Bulldogs have been pretty stubborn against the run so far.
Bulldogs rotating some guys in and out here on that Ferris State defense as the Bulldogs here facing a 3-receiver set to the near side on the wide side of the field here with 2 minutes gone by here in this opening quarter, and flags thrown, some movement, and the Bulldogs are saying the Gorillas might have jumped off sides.
Yeah, so Pittsburg State going to bounce back here, and Bulldogs will certainly take that. That's going to make this third down play a lot tougher.
So that'll shift them back here as Ferris State now defensively forces Pittsburg State here into 3rd and 12 on the procedure penalty. 2 receivers right, 2 back to the left here for Barry as Barry and Chandler look over to the Pittsburg State sideline here on this first series. Off the right side hash, he drops back, quick drop, and now on the move here, trying to get some real estate, and he got that 5 yards back to the 30 before he's snowed down by the Bulldogs.
Decision time right now for Pittsburg State as looks like they're going to punt. I don't know. Well, let's see. Nope, they're going to go for a field goal.
So they are going to try to line it up here, and what will be for Pittsburg State about a 47-yard try here for the Gorillas. Austin Schmidt is their place kicker. Redshirt sophomore here as the ball will be spotted here on the hold somewhere right around the 37-yard line.
Rob, to the extent that there is wind, they're kicking into the teeth of it.
They line it up, hold is down, kick is on the way.
It's
got the distance, and the kick is up, and it is good as the Gorillas take a 3-0 lead here. They go for the points, and the long field goal was up and in here by Schmidt.
Yeah, with probably at least 3 to 4 yards to spare, so that could have been good from at least 50. So Pittsburg State gets on the board first.
Just got a word that we had the mayor down there for the coin toss. Former Bulldog Jake Doherty said that's not the real mayor, as that was his nickname as well here for Ferris State. Both of them might have been the mayor of Big Rapids here at some point.
Yeah, I don't know that we can't have 2 mayors. And, yeah, it's always great to have Jake back in Big Rapids, his hometown, and former star for the Cardinals at the high school level, and did some great work here for the Bulldogs and ended up finding stardom with the Bulldogs as well, and now doing great things in his professional career.
So the Gorillas get off to the quick start here against the Bulldogs as they had that big pass play before Ferris State kind of settled in defensively and held them to the long field goal try.
And, Rob, I would say that was the really the difference in the drive here. That's the one that really put them within striking distance of kicking a field goal. We know they have a really good kicking game as well, and so that big pass play right there, the difference in them getting this 3-0 lead.
Welcome to Delicious. The Culvers of Big Rapids supports Ferris State Athletics. Stop in and show your college ID. For 10%, limitations do apply. Welcome to Delicious at Culvers. The Gorillas to kick it off here from right to left as the Bulldogs have Brady Rose, and I think that's Tariq Brett back there here for the Bulldogs. That'll be Brett on the return. He's got a hole. He's got some speed. Bounces left side and gets it out across the 40 to about the 44-yard line.
Boy, Tariq almost broke that one right there. He saw a seam, saw a lot of daylight, and having shades of that big playoff game where he had a huge return.
So out will come the Ferris State offense. So we wondered who was going to be the starter at quarterback. Well, it's going to be the redshirt freshman Wyatt Bauer, but the Bulldogs do have Carson Golker out there in the starting lineup as well as he shifts out wide. They used him at H-back, but right now it looks like he's more of a slot receiver here in this formation.
I've seen a package in practice where they have at least 3 quarterbacks out there at one time. So we'll see what they pull off right here.
Bulldogs will line up here with the ball at the 44 here on 1st down and 10. First snap here for redshirt freshman Wyatt Bauer. He's going to take off and run right up the middle behind the Nasty Boys into Pittsburg State territory and down to the 38-yard line.
Yeah, just a delayed run right there for Wyatt Bauer, and the Red Sea just kind of parted, and Wyatt was off to the races there, right? Rob, I love that call for a redshirt freshman quarterback.
So big play right there for the Bulldogs as we hear from the Ferris State band and the cheerleaders trying to get the crowd fired up here at Top Tiger Field. Nice opening play here for Wyatt Bauer, the redshirt freshman from Corunna. Rose around in motion here for the Bulldogs. Gulker is the H-back and the lead blocker on the near side as they run the sweep to Tariq Brett here down inside the 35 to about the 32-yard line.
Yeah, good RPO give right there, getting in the hands of Tariq. And we know Tariq's so explosive with that sprinter speed, able to get outside and not quite able to turn upfield, but strong first down run.
So the Bulldogs starting Carson Gulker here as they're without a true running back out there. Gulker lined up here as the H-back here on this first series for Ferris State right now. 4 receivers along with Gulker in the formation as Brett moves around in motion. Bauer, power look right side behind the Anderson twins, and Tin Bob leading him close, and it will be a first down here down to the 26-yard line.
That's a good sign. Great push right there off that right side, and just really moved that strong Pittsburg State defensive front for a first down.
Mentioned the Bulldog offensive line. The Bulldogs have Tim Anderson at right tackle, Bob Anderson at right guard, Jarvis Wyndham at center, 3 returning starters, Ben Pristula and Dane Arnett manning the left side of that offensive line for the Bulldogs as Rose moves into the offensive backfield with Bauer. And a flag thrown here, and this one could be against the Bulldogs. It will be against Ferris State.
Yeah, illegal motion penalty right there, it looks like. So Bulldogs are going to march back 5 yards, but so far so good for the Bulldogs. They certainly want to. Point of emphasis is going to be to cut down on penalties this year, and that's a pre-snap penalty the Bulldogs would like to have back.
3 Girls Bakery and 2 Cheesy Guys proud to support Bulldog Athletics. Stop in and see them in downtown Big Rapids. 3 Girls Bakery, of course, a longtime sponsor of the Bulldogs, along with 2 Cheesy Guys. So the Bulldogs back to the 31-yard line here. First down and 15 for the Bulldogs on this opening series. 10 minutes left here in quarter number 1. They trail the Gorillas 3-0 here in the season opener. Cam Underwood to the right as Brett moves in motion.
Pittsburg State showing a little bit of blitz. Bulldogs reading it right now.
Play clock right now is down to 0, and it was a timeout called here by head coach Tony Anise. So the Bulldogs take a timeout here with 9:45 to play in the first, as Coach Anise didn't want to take any chances right there after that penalty.
Yeah, and I think he also saw Pittsburg State was showing blitz here off the left side of their defensive front, right side of the Bulldogs' offensive line, and I don't know, maybe that's where the play was going here. Plus, they were running low on the play clock here.
Of course, a big crowd on hand, as we mentioned. The students got the memo. They're wearing the black down in the end zone here tonight for this blackout game. Great group of fans below us here. A lot of community support tonight as the crowd kind of winds around the hill down to the south here at Top Tiger Field. Big Rapids High School football playing on the road tonight. Reed City High School football playing as well, along with some of the other towns. So to get this type of a crowd here on a high school football night, pretty big draw here in Big Rapids.
You're absolutely right. I mean, it's tough when you have high school football and college football in a small town starting on the same night, and yet just a tremendous crowd right here. Shout out to Pittsburg State. They brought a lot of fans as well, and so this is the kind of matchup that deserves a crowd like this. Let's see what the Bulldogs do coming out of that timeout.
So the Bulldogs with Bauer still at quarterback here on series number 1.
Ahern in there now at running back.
He has Zach Ahern, the Rockford product, lined up left side here against the 4-man front. They're showing blitz. They come with 5. Bauer back to throw, sets up the screen for Brett, but a great open field stop made here as Tariq is dropped down for about a 1 or 2 yard loss.
Yeah, he got hit right in the ribs there, so they were able to read the screen right there, and nowhere really for Tariq Brett to go.
So 2nd and 16 now here for the Ferris State offense. Ahern, one of the guys that's expected to be a big contributor running back with the loss of Cannon Katzer, who moved on to West Virginia. Of course, Bauer stepping in at quarterback for Trinidad Chambliss, who's now at Ole Miss, among some of the other departures here for the Bulldogs. But we mentioned a great group of talent back despite the losses here for Ferris State in 2025.
So Bulldogs just trying to see if they can get that momentum that they had back going.
Brett will move out of the backfield in motion, slips and falls. Bauer looking the other way, though, for Cam Underwood. And ball thrown short here against some traffic over there on that Pittsburg State sideline. So it'll be 3rd and long now coming up for Ferris State. So a drive that started with a lot of promise. Right now it'll be 3rd and long here against a very stout defense for Pittsburg State.
Wyatt and Cam having a little bit of a conversation right there as that ball, Cam was maybe a little bit on the outside, ball was a little bit more on the inside. So Bulldogs right now trying to salvage this drive.
Of course, the fans that might have checked out the roster are here tonight with the flip card maybe confused as Tarek Bauer, his brother, was supposed to be number 2. They switched jerseys yesterday due to some special teams issues, so Wyatt wearing number 2 now for the Bulldogs against the blitz, and they came with the heat. Flag thrown, though, as he's knocked down, and this may be a late hit here against Pittsburg State.
Boy, if that is costly right there. Coach Anthony really upset.
They came with the heat here against the redshirt freshman, and the ball was thrown well short, but a flag thrown.
I tell you, it might be hands to the face.
Roughing the passer.
No, it was just flat out roughing the passer. Yeah,
15-yard penalty.
I have to admit, I turned my head looking downfield there, but the rush was coming, and good job hanging in there, and boy, tough penalty for Pittsburg State.
So that'll push the football down for Ferris State inside the 20-yard line in the red zone. Here are the Bulldogs on their first drive of the season. 8:52 left in the first, trailing 3-0 here against this Pittsburg State team in the season opener, but new life for the Bulldogs here on 1st down and 10. Bauer with Gulker to the left. Rose around in motion. It'll be Wyatt on the keeper back to the right side, trying to find a hole. Lowers the shoulder and gets it down to the 10-yard line.
Well, Wyatt is a tough kid right here, and he's kind of the secret that maybe a lot of fans across the nation didn't really know about, but he is a talented young quarterback, just a redshirt freshman.
One the Bulldogs have high hopes for here as Brady Rose will line up next to him on the left side. It'll be Rose on the sweep. Good turn upfield here for Brady. Spins out of a tackle. Very close to a 1st down near the 8-yard line here for the senior out of Muskegon Motor Shores.
Boy, that first cut that Brady made right there really made that play. He's going to be about a half-yard short, it looks like.
So it'll be 3rd and call it less than a yard here for Ferris State down inside the 10. With the ball just across the 8-yard line here for the Bulldogs on drive number 1.
This could be Tim Bob time here.
We'll wait and see if the Bulldogs go with the power. Play clock at 15 here for Ferris State as Bauer checks the sideline, walks up to the line, and now steps back here at the shotgun set. Bulldogs down to 7 here on the play clock as Brett will move around in motion. It'll be Bauer again right up the gut. Bounces left side to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
The redshirt freshman Wyatt Bauer with a great cut into the end zone. The first touchdown of the game goes to the Bulldogs. Bulldogs did not get a touchdown last year against Pittsburg State. Bulldogs never led against Pittsburg State, and now in the lead 6-3.
Wyatt Bauer showing what he's capable of here for Ferris State as he directs the first scoring drive of the year. Rose to hold as Steady Eddie Jewett will come on here for the point after for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, for fans who are listening to us, and I'll talk a little bit more after this PAT.
Hold is down, kick is on the way, and Jewett's kick is up and through. Steady Eddie converts, and it's 7-3 Bulldogs.
So for our fans, Rob, that are listening to us and maybe not watching, if you're wondering who is Wyatt Bauer play like, honestly, Rob, he plays a lot like Trinidad Chambliss played for the Bulldogs last year. Very similar skill set. Such a young player, but he's got an early grasp of this offense.
Ferris State gave up 3 on Pittsburg State's first drive of the year, but the Bulldogs come back. They get 7 after the return was set up by Tariq Brett. The Bulldogs took advantage of the shorter field. Wyatt Bauer engineering the scoring drive here in the season opener at Top Tiger Field.
And I think one thing you saw, Rob, when Pittsburg State had a little bit more success against us, their defense against our offense, they had to bring pressure. They had to bring blitz pressure, and they were able to disrupt a little bit. So we'll see if that's something that they have to commit to. I'm sure they don't want to commit to that too much because that's going to open them up over the top, even though they do have an outstanding secondary.
Bulldog fans, you can catch the Bulldog Blitz football radio show each and every Wednesday night, 6 to 7 p.m. right here on Sunny 97.3, of course, online on the Bulldog Sports Network at Ferris Athletics on YouTube, or check us out on Spotify. The Bulldog Blitz football radio show had Athletic Director Steve Brocklebank on this past week, along with Brody Kaiser, Athletic Communications Associate, talking about this matchup here and what's going on in Bulldog football.
Great to get those updates there, and boy, so much excitement around the start of football season.
Mitch Middleton to kick it away here for Ferris State as Middleton drives this one into the end zone. No return here as this one bounces through. And Pittsburg State will come out and start here at the 25 on their second offensive series of the ball game.
Well, Mitch has shown quite a leg right here. I mean, they had a little bit of a wind advantage there, but not a ton of wind blowing through the stadium right now, at least according to the goalpost flags and the American flag, but able to drive that one through the back of the end zone, preventing another return. We saw Pittsburg State had a really good return on the opening kickoff.
Ferris State football live here tonight at Top Tiger Field as the Bulldog defense marches back out. We mentioned Marquis Jones, Caleb Davis inside. Tim Allen and Tyrone Fowler are the ends. Nolan Ziegler gets the start at linebacker, along with Isaiah Byers and Jalen Jones. Justin Payout, Halston Ware, Eric Jackson, and Giassi Madison on the back half. Sweep near side, nothing doing as Jalen Jones comes up to make the stop. The Mattawan product with the open field tackle.
Yeah, Jalen Jones is not only a talented player, but he continues to emerge as a leader. We saw that a number of times in practice during the preseason, and so great to see him make a big play like that.
You look around the stadium, the sponsorship sales. He was a big part of that for Bulldog Athletics here this past summer, working as an intern for Peak Sports, as Pittsburg State lines up in a 4-receiver set here on second and call it 11 to go. Give as a fake.
Great
pass
coverage.
Inside, and
Jones.
the Bulldogs right there. Jones again with Eric Jackson kind of coming from behind.
Boy, great job there just by Jalen to get that left hand out and deflect that ball. They were looking for the quick slant, and sometimes that short pass can lead to a big play. Great job by Jones.
Bulldogs with a new defensive line coach, Tyler Shreve. Of course, a former Bulldog offensive lineman takes over for Tesfa Smith, but Coach Shreve, a guy that works extremely hard and followed right in the footsteps of what he was able to learn from Tesfa over the last 3 years.
Yeah, he has definitely earned that spot. Very well respected on this coaching staff.
Call it third and long here as Pittsburg State looking to pick up the first down here across the middle and in and out of the hands of the intended target here for the Gorillas in Hobart. He had the big reception on the first drive, but not able to haul it in that time.
Yeah, not quite able to tell if Giassi Madison was able to get a piece of that ball a little bit, but Giassi Madison might have gotten a piece of that, but it just off the fingertips would have been a huge play to keep that drive going for the Gorillas.
So 3 and out here for the Ferris State defense as Brady Rose will come on to receive on this punt try here for Pittsburg State. Rose standing at his own 39-yard line here for Ferris State on the north end as he looks toward the student section here on the south end of Top Tiger. Flag thrown
procedure
here, and what is this?
Yeah,
it's
they're
going to be
going back.
a procedure penalty, and that'll back the Gorillas up a little bit further.
Yeah, it's going to push them closer to that student section too.
Of course, Ferris State picked to win the GLIAC once again here just in front of Grand Valley State. Pittsburg State picked first in one of the preseason polls in the MIAA, picked number 2 in the opposite poll, with Central Oklahoma also garnering a first-place mention, and 2 teams that really challenged for the conference title a year ago.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, two of the stronger conferences in the nation right there when you talk about the GLIAC and the MIAA.
Rose standing and awaiting the punt. This one's going to be fielded here at the 47. Brady broke a tackle initially and gets it into Pittsburg State territory. And it looks like the Bulldogs will start at the Gorilla 47-yard line.
Yeah, Pittsburg State not able to flip the field right there, so the Bulldogs going to start on a short porch right there, just having scored a touchdown.
So the Bulldogs had Golker lined up. He's coming back out here for series number 2 as well. It'll remain, though, Wyatt Bauer is the quarterback here for Ferris State. So we've seen both guys taking snaps throughout camp, along with Chase Carter and LaShawn Mumpfield. But the Bulldogs very confident in Wyatt Bauer, who got the start here in the ballgame at the controls of this Ferris State offense.
A lot of shifting up front here by this Pittsburg State D-line.
They've got 5 guys right at the line of scrimmage here trying to slow up this Bulldog offense as Bauer will sit a man around in motion in rows. The Bulldogs going to give it off up the middle here. Tariq Brett on the short give and picks up a good 4 yards right at the heart of that Pittsburg State defense.
Well, when you're defense and you're playing against a triple option team, just so many things being thrown at you, but so many weapons. And, you know, sometimes there might be a weakness there, but the Bulldogs have talent at all those positions, game breakers at all those positions.
Trips to the right side here for Ferris State. 1 man left as Rose moves back in motion here, lines up in the offensive backfield. Now we'll shift back next to Bauer here, deeper in the backfield. And they'll fake the give to Rose. Bauer looking with the quick throw to Cam Underwood. On the short route, picks up the first down to the 31-yard line.
Well, a lot of eyes were on number 22, Brady Rose, as he was coming up the middle. Good job there by Wyatt to pull it down and then find Cam Underwood.
Of course, Underwood, one of those guys that's kind of been the forgotten receiver at times, but had 2 touchdown receptions in the national championship game, and poised for a big season here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and he had to step up there. Bulldogs had some injuries at the receiver position right here. We got a procedure penalty against the Bulldogs there as, boy, that sweep was wide open. I'm sure Bulldogs lamenting that one as Brett was seeing a lot of room there on the left side.
Underwood, we mentioned, did move to the boundary side here this year with the loss of Tyrese Hunt Thompson and some others out there at the receiver positions for the Bulldogs. James Gilbert being another guy that played kind of in that role last year.
And we're looking at on the opposite side there, Tay Boyd, very talented, very athletic receiver over there, and you feel like he's gonna explode at some point.
He's a guy that started as a 2-sport athlete, was also a member of the Ferris State basketball team a couple years ago. 3rd season here as a Bulldog. Back to throw is Bauer, pressure coming, and he just tucked it and kept it that time. And not able to find a hole up the middle here, so a loss of a couple perhaps, so the Bulldogs are all the way back at the 41.
Yeah, maybe had Tariq Brett over there in the flat on the left side, but pocket was collapsing really fast, to be fair, and tried to make a run for it there, but good job there by Pittsburg State to hold steady in the middle.
7-3 Bulldogs here with 5:08 to play in the first quarter here at the season opener tonight. Ferris State football live right here in front of the home fans. Electric atmosphere here in game number 1 of 2025 for the Bulldogs.
This is a big series for Pittsburg State, Rob. They do not want to let the Bulldogs go up 14-3.
Bauer will send Rose in motion here. It'll be Brady on the sweep.
Blocks.
Couple blockers to the far side. Hurdles a man and gets some good yardage here, but he's going to be well short here at the 33-yard line.
Yeah, it makes 3rd down a little bit more manageable right now, to the point, with the wind at your back, pretty close to field goal range right now.
Of course, Ferris State will line up here as the Bulldogs with Middleton and Jewett, both capable of kicking the football. Yeah. Middleton may be the longer kicker here for the Bulldogs. He was the kickoff guy. Jewett handled the PAT here on the first series for Ferris State. Man in motion, Gulker back to the left side. Back to throw is Bauer. Bauer has time, looking across the middle for Rose, and he's got the first down for the Bulldogs.
Well, I tell you what, Brady had to rise up to be able to pull that one down. Brady Rose, not a big guy, but showed a little bit of bounce to jump up there and get it at 5'7" and pull it down.
Brady Rose moves the chains here for Ferris State.
This grab right here by Brady.
Good throw by Bauer as Rose was open right in the heart of that Pittsburg State defense. 1st down and 10 here in the red zone at the 18. Bauer brings Tariq Brett in motion. It'll be Brett on the sweep to the near side. Gulker is the blocker. And Tariq going to pick up a few yards here. Gets it down to about the 13-yard line, it looks like.
That's a better gain than it looked like right there, as Pittsburg State not really opening up enough seams, but the Bulldogs able to get a push, Rob. They were able to kind of move the pack a little bit to let Tariq run right behind.
Bauer lines up again here with Gulker to his left, Brett back to his right. Underwood and Boyd are the outside threats. It's Bauer on the keeper here for Ferris State. Tucks it under and maybe got a yard at most here for the Bulldogs, setting up another big 3rd down play here for Ferris State.
Yeah, Pittsburg State right now is going to have to pick their poison. They did a pretty good job right there. It looked like they were determined to kind of force Wyatt to run the ball, and they were right there waiting here. So at some point they're going to pick their poison a little bit more and maybe try to force him to pass it. But Wyatt has shown he can pass the ball right now. So see what the Bulldogs do here at 3rd down.
3rd down here for Ferris State, 2:42 to play in the first. Bauer with trips to the right. Brett all the way back into the offensive backfield. And it'll be Tariq right up the middle, found a hole, spins. And I thought he was going to lose the football, but he held on to it. And it's going to be very close to a 1st down near the 9-yard line.
Close enough that if you don't have it, Tony Anise might just go for it.
It is 4th down here, and of course he's got a lot of confidence in the big guys up front here, the Nasty Boys. We'll see what the Bulldogs draw up here. They've got time on the play clock.
Fans, let's hear it.
20 still ticking here for Ferris State. It'll be Bauer with Gulker lined up left side. The crowd trying to get this Bulldog team fired up for the 1st down. It'll be Bauer up the middle. He's got the 1st down inside the 5-yard line here before he's brought down by the Pittsburg State defense.
Yeah, the Pittsburg State defense made a late shift over to Tim Bob's side, and the Bulldogs, instead of running to that side, they kind of ran opposite. They kind of ran against the shift. Nice job by Wyatt Bauer to find the seam.
Bauer's going to have to check out here as he lost his helmet. So Zach Ahern will come on. That'll probably shift Gulker back to the quarterback spot. Though you never know. Brady Rose was a high school quarterback, and we've seen him throw the football.
Yeah, so was Zach Ahern.
It will be Gulker, two big bodies in the offensive backfield with Ahern to the left, Gulker to the right. And it will be Carson right behind Ahern. Pyle shifting him forward, driving him forward.
So close.
All the way down inside the 2-yard line here for the Bulldogs before forward progress was stopped.
Boy, good push right there. They just kept pushing, and Carson just kept pushing behind, and just not quite able to get there. But you can see the Bulldogs right now punishing there as Wyatt Bauer going to come right back in.
Ahern will stay out there here as the Bulldogs shifting guys in and out. The heavy package coming out now here for Ferris State as they send a couple new guys out there here. And coming on for Ferris State, the two big backs, Mason Dykstra, the tight end here for Ferris State, who will check on. I think it's Stanley Lambert, one of the defensive ends for Ferris State, lined up in the offensive backfield. So the Bulldogs here with Ahern to the left side of Bauer. Bauer trying to find a hole, could not here. Might have lost a yard here as Pittsburg State doing a pretty good job right there in the goal line stand.
Yeah, they did. Able to get a little bit more penetration than I think the Bulldogs would have expected there, and able to trip him up.
So now it becomes 3rd and goal here for the Bulldogs at the 3-yard line. We'll see if they elect to run a play here to end this first quarter of play. Down inside of 10 seconds here as they move toward the student section. They will take the snap. Ahern up the middle, lowers the shoulder to the end zone. No signal, no signal.
He's got to be in. There's no question he's in. He's got to be in.
Bulldogs signaling touchdown. The officials have not. Ferris State still signaling. It is touchdown Bulldogs.
So Bulldogs, it looked like he was almost certainly in the end zone. Delayed reaction, but Zach Ahern with a touchdown here for Ferris State.
Bulldogs get the score to make it 13-3 on the big push from the offensive line and some of those other guys here in the offensive backfield.
And right now, Rob, I think the story of this game so far, Bulldogs really controlling the line of scrimmage right now. The Bulldog offensive line in particular has had the better of it, and that's an opportunity for them to continue to run time off the clock and get points.
Just got the same comments here from down on the field. Tony Nicolette, who we had on our pregame show from D2Football.com, said, I know the Ferris State offensive line is big, but Pittsburg State maybe looks a little undersized up front against that Ferris State offensive line.
Yeah, it's showing right now, and I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier. When Pittsburg State was able to have some success, they had to commit to blitz. They had to commit to bringing extra players, and the tough thing about that is it might help you on some plays, but if you get caught in a bad blitz, it could lead to an explosive play in the passing game.
14-3, Ferris State leads it at the end of the first quarter of play. We'll take a 60-second break, back with more coverage after this timeout, right here on the Bulldog Sports Network, Flow Sports, and Sunny 97.3.
Hey Bulldog fans, it's giveaway time. Scan the QR code to win a complimentary Superman micro-leading session provided by Embry & Co. Thank you to Embry & Co. for being a part.
First, you'll move in. Explore campus. Make your first music video. Animate a logo. Create a documentary. Stream sports. Produce live television. Collaborate with others. And make an impact. Learn how to capture the moment in television and digital media production at Ferris State University.
The highly decorated 2025 class represents the school's 14th class of inductees. Several members of the class are here with us tonight down in the field. The class of 2025 includes Chad Billins, Carla Fairbanks, Rachel Folsick, Dan Hutchison, Justin Keenan, Alan Morin, Tina Muir, Coach Jeff Pierce, Rex Schuberg, and Justin Zimmer. Let's give a big hand and congratulate the 2025 Bulldog Athletics Hall of Fame class. Congratulations and go Bulldogs.
Ferris State with a 14-3 lead over Pittsburg State as we are getting ready to start the second quarter of action here at Top Taggart Field. Season opener for the Bulldogs and the Gorillas. Bulldogs, again, #1 team in the nation, defending national champions, already with a 14-3 lead and looking to kick off here as the Gorillas looking to get that offense back on track.
Ferris State, a big score right there here, and thanks to Sandy for jumping back on here. So we caught a quick break here at the quarter break. Ferris State right now trying to give no breaks here to Pittsburg State, but the Gorillas will get the football as they receive here to the north end of Top Taggart Field. Of course, just in front of the new residence hall going up. Here is the Bulldog kick. Over to the sideline on the far side on the short kick here. Good return here for Pittsburg State. Parchman has some speed here back to the near side, and the Bulldogs are going to run him to the sideline out of bounds at the Ferris State 43-yard line.
So the return game has been one of the bright spots here so far for Pittsburg State.
So Pittsburg State, good field position to start this next drive for head coach Tom Anthony as his squad tries to get rolling. Had a big play on that first series, held to a field goal, and tremendous field position here to start this second quarter of play, although we do have a discussion here with the officiating crew. So we'll have to wait and see what this one is all about.
Well, there is a flag. I just noticed the flag in the shadow.
That might
Play
be
was
against
over.
Ferris State.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness. Receiving team, number 18.
Whoa.
15-yard penalty.
So it is
First
against
down.
Pittsburg State. Unnecessary roughness on the receiving team.
That is a bad penalty. Pittsburg State, 2 really bad penalties.
So that'll shift them back after what would have been very good field position. Still
good.
Still good field position, but back to their own 42-yard line.
Yeah, that's a big penalty for Pittsburg State on a night where so far they've really not quite been able to hit their stride offensively.
2 receivers left, 1 back to the right. Here is the Gorillas face that 4-man front. The Bulldogs a 4-2 look with 5 on the back end. Back to throw here as the Bulldogs roll him out of the pocket here to the near side. Nothing doing. Isaiah Byers and Tyrone Fowler dropping the quarterback, Jackson Berry, here for what was maybe a yard loss here on the play.
Yeah, good job there by Byers. Ran into him earlier in his family, and nice play right there. We wondered about the linebacking core, Rob. So far, so good, as he kind of set the table for Tyrone Fowler to come in and finish him off.
Isaiah Byers, a guy that was here a year ago for Ferris State, a transfer that came into the program, was kind of injured last year, didn't play a whole lot, but has stepped into a big role here for Ferris State in the offseason. Sweep left side here for Chandler, and nothing doing again as the Bulldogs stretch it out to the wide side, and this is going to set up third and very long here for Pittsburg State.
Tim Allen was one of the guys down there making a play. Bulldogs with a lot of speed on the edges. Very tough to run any kind of a stretch or outside run play against this defense.
Another transfer coming in for Ferris State in the back half, Davier Jones, transfer who was a national champion a year ago for Grandview at the NAIA level. All-American who takes the safety spot here for Ferris State. Trips to the right side here for Berry. Berry takes the low snap, pressure coming, and it's knocked down by the Bulldogs up front. Jalen Jones got a piece of it, and he's been a force to be reckoned with here early in this ball game.
That's at least the third big play that he's made. He did a good job of rushing off that right side, got his hands up, clogging the passing lane, and got a deflection right there as Pittsburg State trying to hit the hot receiver there, but nothing doing there with Jalen Jones coming in and clogging up that passing lane.
Jones played a big role a year ago. It was kind of overshadowed maybe by some of those other Bulldogs, but has had a big impact here early on tonight as Rose gets set to receive here on the punt from Pittsburg State. And this one going to be fielded by Brady back at the 14-yard line. Made the first man miss, trying to get to the outside. Turns upfield. Here we have a flag. Back over at the 10-yard line as he gets it out to the 26, but this may be negated a little bit with the flag.
Yeah, it's
back right at the 11-yard line.
It's going to be negated a lot, I think, because that flag was very early in that play, so Bulldogs are going to be starting from deep in their own territory.
That flag kind of thrown away from the side he was running toward, but nonetheless a penalty here against Ferris State as the Bulldogs will be shifted back, and Wyatt Bauer will come back out.
Number 12.
Here to take the series at quarterback once more here for the Bulldogs.
And this is an area where, with a young quarterback, you want to be a little bit careful here because you got your back going to be pretty tight toward the end zone here, and even though that's your student section back there, you want to make sure you're very safe with the football.
Tariq Brett, Tay Boyd, along with Brady Rose, Cam Underwood, the 4 skill players out there alongside Wyatt Bauer, the quarterback here for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs getting set here. I was going to say they were a man short. Here comes Golker back on here for Ferris State as he lines up in the backfield here for the Bulldogs.
He's still got plenty of time on the play clock, so Bulldogs in good shape.
Bauer back near the goal line here as he takes the snap off the whole spot from the 5, just lowers it and tries to get some space and picks up a couple out near the 7-yard line.
Pittsburg State right now going to try to load up and protect the inside right now. They want to try to see if they can keep the Bulldogs inside and then kind of clog that up and hope the Bulldogs will be conservative here so deep in their own territory.
For ticket scores, merchandise, video, and more, be sure to log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. You can follow us on social media as well at Ferris Football on X and on Facebook. As Bauer will send a man in motion, And he'll fake the give. It's Bauer right up the middle, and he's got the first down out across the 20 to the 23-yard line.
Boy, so talented, so explosive. Wyatt Bauer right there, just the RPO, fakes it, and then just busts it up the middle. And he's got great speed. He also has an ability to cut in traffic, and so huge first down for Ferris State.
Showing his potential here early in the ball game, following in a long list of very good quarterbacks here under head coach Tony Anise.
Oh, he's looking good.
Bauer with 4 receivers in the formation. Gulker to the right side. It'll be Wyatt here. First man missed on the tackle, but he was brought down by the second man. And probably no gain here on the play, depending on the spot.
Yeah, I wonder if that was a pass option type play, too, where he had the option to pass it if something was open there over the middle quick and didn't see it, tucked it under and ran, but didn't get much there, stopped at the line of scrimmage.
He was a guy that looked very good in the final practices a year ago, and Bulldogs elected to hold the red shirt as they had a very good quarterback in Trinidad Chambliss. Rose up the middle here for Ferris State. Gets some yardage here out to about the 28-yard line. So third down coming up here. Third and about 5 here for the Bulldogs.
Seen a lot of Brady running up inside. Maybe more than what we've usually seen, but Brady's such a good runner. Tough kid, too.
2 very good slots here with Rose and Brett, but the Bulldogs feel like they've got 2 pretty good guys behind him as well. Deion Small returning after missing all of last season due to injury. And Jeremiah Lee, another talented guy, kind of waiting his turn. So they feel very confident about those guys they have with the speed and the athleticism at the slot position.
They really do, and Bulldogs have been known for great slots here. Big third down here for Ferris State.
Twins to the right side here as Rose will come around on the wheel in motion. Going to be Bauer up the middle, lowers the shoulder, going to be stopped short here. He's about a yard or 2 short of the first down.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to be a long yard.
Gain of 2 yards.
Ferris State.
We'll see what Coach Anise elects to do here. It's 4th and
maybe. It's about 1. Yeah,
about 1 yard where the down marker is, so he may leave the offense out there. Do you play with it with a 14-3 lead based on how your defense is played or not? And he's going to leave the offense out there.
I don't see any movement up front. This is a big one right here. Is Pittsburg State trying to get their call set here as Bulldogs with a hard count.
Bulldogs might be trying to draw them off sides. Coach Anise may take the timeout right here as the play clock is at 5, down to 3. And it looks like that's what's going to happen here as they take timeout here with 10:18 to play in the second quarter. So discussion time here for the Bulldogs, and he may have just been trying to get Pittsburg State to jump off sides.
Yeah, just came with a hard count. Just trying to see if you can get a free first down. Pittsburg State, to its credit, did not jump, and pretty sure the Bulldogs are going to punt it away right now with a 14-3 lead and keep winning the field position battle.
Campus Community is proud to be the official apartment partner of Ferris State Athletics. You can enjoy focused amenities, resources to help you succeed, and community events that keep you connected. The official apartment partner of Bulldog Athletics, Campus Communities. Of course, they were the sponsor of the Campus Communities Fan Zone, new addition here to the tailgating at Top Tiger Field today. Bulldogs with the marching band that we've already heard from, the new cheer squad down on the sidelines, part of the new stunt program here as well at Ferris State. A lot of changes that have made an impact here so far in this season opener.
Yeah, and it's really been great to see 2 tremendous additions here as the Bulldogs are going to line up in punt formation. 2-punter formation right there.
So the Bulldogs with 2 to punt here as Pittsburg State awaits back near the 30. It's LaShawn Mumpfield on the fake. He hooks up with Gulker. The Bulldogs have the first down out across the 45-yard line on the fake throw from LaShawn Mumpfield. Backup quarterback to Carson Gulker.
Got a late flag on the play, but I don't think it's going to affect the offensive play. Great job. I saw LaShawn Mumpfield back there, and as soon as it was snapped to him, I'm like, this is a throw.
He has been a punter here for the Bulldogs during the preseason, but the Bulldogs worked that fake to perfection to keep this offensive series going. If this stands here as the officials.
Well, this is going to stand. It's just something after the play.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct called against Pittsburg State.
Number 42.
This is going to work against the Gorillas, and the Bulldogs will have it first down and 10 at the Pittsburg State 40-yard line here after the fake and the penalty. Some big yardage here for the Bulldogs.
Well, I tell you what, the combination of the 2 right now, Pittsburg State in a tough spot here. Bulldogs first and 10 from the Pittsburg State 40. Was there an ejection? I couldn't hear that.
Could not hear it either from our angle, but nonetheless, Bauer will line up here as the Bulldogs work it off the left side hash. Brady Rose to his right here in the backfield. trips to the wide side with Underwood back as the lone receiver here on the left side of the formation. Bauer, toss pitch to Rose, looking to throw. Brady over the top, hooks up with Tariq Brett on the short throw here, down to the 35-yard line here. Picked up about
Bauer
5 or 6
to
yards
Rose
on the
to
throw.
Brett.
Didn't work perfectly as
5
scripted,
yards.
but great adjustment by Brady Rose, and then great job there by Tariq Brett to get that ball and make sure he had a foot down inbounds before heading out. So didn't work quite like it did in the national championship game, but still worked effectively.
Deion Small was out there briefly, checks out here as Tariq Brett comes back on here for the Bulldogs. Bauer lines up here on second and call it 5 here for Ferris State off the right side hash. Rose will join him here in the backfield. It'll be Brady on the inside give, kind of slipped and was stumbled up.
By Rose.
And might have got a yard, but that was about it here as Pittsburg State
for 2 yards.
solid here on the inside with the exception of a couple big runs from Bauer.
Yeah, I think they did a good job at getting a little bit of penetration off of that left side of the Bulldogs offensive line and able to trip up Brady Rose before he could really get some momentum going. So puts the Bulldogs in third down right now. Third down and about 3 to go.
Bulldogs will get the call here as Bauer will keep it here right up the middle for the Bulldogs and breaks
First
through
down,
traffic here
Bulldog.
and picks up the first down to the 26-yard
Wyatt Bauer
line.
on the keeper.
Just a strong work on that offensive line as Wyatt Bauer just able to tuck it under. Very strong with the football as well is Wyatt Bauer for a redshirt freshman.
Of course, the Bulldogs very confident coming into this game, but you never know until you line up against another opponent. And Pittsburg State, not a ordinary opponent, a team that thinks they're going to be pretty good, although they have a very difficult 4-game stretch here to open the year.
Oh, yeah, they do. They are running an incredible gauntlet.
Out of the shotgun set, here is Bauer. Trips left here for Ferris State as Rose moves back here into the backfield, lined up to the right side. And the Bulldogs will give it off to Brady right up the middle, and he gets it down to about the 21-yard line. So we've seen shades here early, maybe of what the Bulldogs did a couple years ago during that postseason push with
Gain of
Marcus
5.
Taylor kind of moving into the offensive backfield.
Yeah, that's a great call. He's very similar to what we saw then, and but the story of this game right now so far has been the dominance of the Bulldog offensive line.
Nasty boys up front for Ferris State, leading the way here for this Bulldog attack. Second down for Ferris State with 5 yards to go here for the Bulldogs as they work to the north end. It'll be Rose again. Rose carrying a couple tacklers or being helped from behind by a couple of those nasty boys, and this may be a first down here at the 15.
Boy, I tell you what, that was a
6,
strong
first
run
down.
there by Brady Rose. They had him wrapped up, and he probably took him an extra
First down.
2-3 yards to get that first down.
First down here for the Bulldogs at the 15-yard line. 7:30 to play here in the first half. 14-3 lead here for the defending national champions here at home. As Bauer will send 3 to the short side, out wide here with Tay Boyd one-on-one. He's got some size here on the outside. Bauer will fake the throw, tucks it inside, and gets it down near the 11-yard line. So they had the one-on-one matchup here to the near side, but they're pretty confident right now with that offensive line.
They are, and they're going to pick their spots. I think they're going to go to that at once. So Tay Boyd, if you're Tay Boyd, a young receiver out there, you got to stay focused, and your time, you got to be ready when your time comes.
Ferris State right now, first down, picked up 4, so this sets up second and about 6 here as the Bulldogs milking some clock as well. Tim Anderson looking for the play call from the sideline.
And this might be it here. Watch Tariq Brett in the slot over here. If he runs a slant, they might go to Boyd on the outside.
Nope. On the play clock, it'll be Bauer up the middle. Wyatt to the end zone. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Or you're dominant on the offensive line right now, so you just keep letting Wyatt Bauer run it as he's trying to put up a Jared Bernhardt type here.
Ferris State rolling here, 20-3 Bulldogs in the first half with 6:31 to play, and that offensive line has been dominant, as we mentioned here, since the outset here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they have absolutely controlled the line of scrimmage and just a total flip of what we saw in Pittsburg, Kansas last year.
Eddie Jewett on for the point after as Brady Rose will hold here for the Bulldogs. Sam Wahlberg, the long snapper here, as the kick was blocked, and it'll bounce through the end zone here. So it remains 20-3, maybe the first mistake the Bulldogs have made here in this ball game.
They haven't left too many on the field, but that one right there, the extra point, doesn't do much to diminish still a great run, a great play call as Wyatt Bauer able to score again for Ferris State. And as we've said, the offensive line has been absolutely dominant so far in this game.
Big thanks goes out to Meyer for their support of Ferris State University and Bulldog Athletics. Of course, next week we'll be on the road at Lake Erie, a 2 o'clock start next Saturday afternoon with pregame coverage 1 o'clock right here on Sunny 97.3 for those fans tuned in on the radio, along with online at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Bulldogs taking on the Storm, former GLIAC counterpart, now in the great Midwest Athletic Conference, which we were talking with Tony Nicolette earlier on our pregame show, joins Super Region 3 with some of the realignment this season.
Yeah, and it's, just kind of trying to balance the regions a little bit more. Super Region 3, of course, which we remain in, but last year, up until last year, had been brutally strong. And so I think, the NCAA has kind of balanced things out a little bit. So, we'll see how it plays out, but definitely some shifting and hopefully brings a little bit more balance to college football at the Division II level.
Of course, a good friend Bill Simonson, huge, was on our show earlier during our tailgate show, was doing his show here today on the campus. He's down on the sideline talking with new hockey head coach Brett Riley looking on, along with Andy Bronkema, of course, former basketball coach, now the head coach of the Central Michigan Chippewas.
Yeah, great to see Coach Bronx back here in the house here. Bulldogs going to keep it on the ground, try to avoid. You could let that go out of bounds, but
they're going to field it and running out of bounds here on the return. So the ball spotted right at the 22, and that's where the Gorillas will try to get something started here, trailing 20-3 on the road here in the season opener.
Coach Rock and Coach Anise, Coach Sugars, they didn't want anything to do with that return game of Pittsburg State.
I mentioned the change with Tyler Shreve taking over the defensive line. Drew Burton, new offensive line coach as well for Ferris State, with the loss of Sam Parker, who moves to the Division I level, and Coach Rock helping him with the offensive line. Those two kind of work in tandem with that offensive line, doing a great job.
They really are doing a great job. Coach Burton has been had some big shoes to fill coming in for Sam Parker, and he's done some good work here.
Out of the shotgun set is Barry. Quick throw near side, and
did he hang on? No, he
they're
dropped
going to call it an incompletion.
Barry's
The
pass
Parchman back at the near side. Alston Ware was right there on the coverage here for the Bulldogs.
I think Alston Ware was maybe smelling a pick six right there as that ball. I think he read that play coming to the near side and not quite able to get there for potential pick six, but ball just off the fingertips of the receiver.
Ware came on, had a big redshirt freshman season a year ago for the Bulldogs, is one of the starters on the corners. Justin Payout, the opposite corner here this season for Ferris State, at least here early on. Four-man front for the Bulldogs. Give is to Chandler, left side, and picked up maybe 3 yards to the 25. That was about it, as the Bulldogs will come back on with 3 new faces here on third down. The pass rush coming in with Tim Allen, Tyrone Fowler, and Caleb Davis.
Yeah, a little bit of that stretch run. The Bulldogs, of course, have a lot of speed, and they're trying to see if they can go stretch and then try to see if they can hit a seam to get some positive run plays. But they needed that to loosen things up a little bit, but still third and long.
6 minutes left here in the first half in Game 1, Week 0 matchup here between the Bulldogs and the Gorillas here in Division II football. One man to the right side here, a Barry back to throw here as the Bulldogs send some pressure across the middle, tipped up and incomplete. Chance at an interception as the Bulldogs, I think, got
Barry's pass tipped
it.
it.
Jay Pay was right there lurking. Bulldogs, I tell you what, the one thing I will say, Rob, Pittsburg State's offensive line hasn't been bad. The Bulldogs secondary has been really good, and actually the linebackers, a young group, they've been really good here so far as well.
That secondary, of course, tremendous talent coming back this year. Of course, they were challenged in that semifinal matchup last year against Slippery Rock, but really made some big plays late in that ball game to get the Bulldog victory.
Yeah, I think they learned from the tough first half that the Bulldogs had against the receiving corps and a great quarterback, a great receiving corps and a great quarterback, and they were able to adjust and play much better in the second half.
Brady Rose to receive here, back at his own 28 here for the Bulldogs. On the high kick here, Rose is going to have a chance, calling for the fair catch. And he takes it here for Ferris State back inside the 30-yard line, and back out will come the Ferris State offense here with 5:40 to go in the first half. Wwyatt Bowers with the distance so far, quarterback here with the exception of that one play here for the Bulldogs.
The one play where he had to come out because his helmet came off. If you're the Bulldogs right now, you'd love a good 4 or 5 minute drive that ends in a touchdown and not leave Pittsburg State anything, or very little, if anything, to try to get something mounted here at the end of this second quarter.
Bulldogs will line up tighter set this time. Zach Ahern lined up to the right side here. A Bauer at the quarterback spot here in the shotgun set for Ferris State. Tariq Brett in motion. Wyatt back to throw. They set up the screen for Brett. Tariq able to make the first wave miss and gets it out across the 35 to about the 37-yard line. Going to be very close to a first down, and it looks like it will be a first down here for the Bulldogs.
Well, that tight set there with two stacked to either side of the line, and then you got so much talent there, and then Tariq Brett able to find that spot on the screen, and he's just off to the races following his blocks there. Look at that lead block right there, offensive line getting out there pulling.
You can set up that screen and make it work with a guy like Tariq Brett. He's got speed to take it to the house, and able to pick up 10 right there for Ferris State on the first down play. A Hearn left side here at Bauer. And the Bulldogs going to give it off to Big Zach here up the middle here, running hard right up the middle, and gets it out to the 44-yard line here for the Bulldogs on a pickup here of about 6 yards.
Yeah, you called it in the rundown earlier. Zach Ahern, 6'2", 230 pounds, and he runs like it.
He's a guy that hopefully can stay injury-free, has kind of battled some injuries, has had some position changes, but I think the Bulldogs feel like they finally found him a home here at running back in the offensive backfield.
And he's a team guy, unselfish.
It'll be a fake to Ahern. The Bulldogs run the option to the near side. It was bobbled on the turf, but Brett picks it up and gets it into Pittsburg State territory down to the 40-yard line.
I don't know how. I mean, that was a broken play, maybe broken in a couple of different places, and somehow they end up with a huge play here and just a demoralizing play if you're Pittsburg State.
And it's working, and the Bulldogs right now clicking here with 4:10 to play in the first half. It'll be Ahern up the middle off the right side, and got a couple. The Gorillas doing a better job up front there on that play.
Yeah, they're committing right now to that run play. And right now the Bulldogs, like normally you would say the Bulldogs right now are setting them up for a big pass play, but they keep moving the chains. I mean, if you keep moving the chains and you keep getting scores, then it's pretty tough to talk yourself out of going for it, although here they go with a big pass play here.
Comes Bauer over the top, flag thrown, I thought.
No, that was something on the sideline.
Something yellow was thrown. It looked like a flag on that far sideline.
It sure did. I don't know what is that?
It may have been a flag thrown.
Was it?
I'm waiting to see. It
I
looks
guess
like
it
the
was a
official
flag.
is going to pick it up. It was incomplete, and we wait and see what the flag is all about here. It was thrown before the pass ever got there.
Usually the officials don't throw the flag out of bounds like that. Maybe it wasn't a flag. Maybe it was something. I don't know. Who knows? But nothing's being called. So.
And if it was a flag, it was picked up, and it'll be second down.
Defense. 12 men on the field.
Looks like it was a flag.
5-yard penalty. Replay
second
second down.
The official, but I think it was an illegal substitution.
So that's the reason for the flag. It does look like here as the ball will move to the 34-yard line. So the Bulldogs will pick up 5 yards out of it, and now it'll be second down and call it about 4 yards to go here for the Bulldogs. Man around in motion here is Brady Rose. Bauer will give it off to the near side, and the Bulldogs chance here down the sideline. Jeremiah Lee knocked out here at the 20-yard line, but Ferris State will move the chains again.
Well, good to see Jeremiah Lee. Good to see Jay Lee get a touch there. Very talented player.
He's a guy that's got some speed. Started his career down in Indianapolis before becoming a Bulldog a couple years ago, and has played behind some very good slot players here for Ferris State.
Yeah, you know, he's excited to be part of this program, and you know, again, unselfishness it's been success for this Bulldog team. Good job there by the Pittsburgh D. They
stand up Ahern here as he gets back to the line of scrimmage, and that was about it here off the right side. Bulldogs some new faces up front here as Andrew DeVries steps in at center, and I think that's Ryan Ross now at right guard here for the Bulldogs on that offensive line. Quick snap here as the Bulldogs will give it to Ahern, running left side, turns upfield, and got a couple that time down to the 18-yard line, but it'll be third and long coming up here with 2:40 to play in the first half.
Yeah, Bulldogs want to keep that clock moving right now, and let's see what they do right now is going to take their time here, and they know that they're in a position to come away with points here.
20-3, Ferris State leads it here in quarter number 2. Season opener here for the Bulldogs at Top Taggart Field here in front of the home fans as they move right toward that construction project, the new residence hall going up here in the north end zone.
Bulldogs looking to see what they can keep this drive going here.
Trips to the right side. Ahern motions out.
Empty.
Bauer back to throw here. Looking right side here over the top to the end zone.
Boy, I tell you what.
Incomplete. There was some contact over there, but no flag.
That's what I thought, too. Maybe a little bit of a hold right there as it's like Brett was trying to come out of that break there and might have got tugged a little bit. Bulldogs are going to line up for a field goal here.
So the Gorillas finally get a stop here against this Ferris State offense, and Mitch Middleton will come on for the field goal try here for the Bulldogs in what will be about a 36-yard try here for Middleton, the senior out of Middleville. Sam Wahlberg, the long snapper, Rose the holder here as the Bulldogs had the PAT blocked. Hopefully can get some protection here for Mitch. Bulldogs will line up here as the play clock winding here for Ferris State. They get the snap. Middleton has the distance for sure. Kick is on the way, and no good. They're going to call it no good. Might have been to the
Middleton's
left
kick
side.
is no good.
So it remains 20-3 here as we hit the
This is a 2-minute
two-minute timeout here in the first half.
That's a big stop for Pittsburg State, as Bulldogs were rolling right there until they were able to get a stop, and Bulldogs not able to convert on the 36-yard field goal attempt.
This is the 2-minute timeout.
For Ferris State right now, the Bulldogs will send out the defense. Do not want to give up the big play and give any life here to Pittsburg State in this final 2 minutes.
Yeah, that's exactly. I mean, you don't want to give up a big play at this point here as we're at the 2-minute timeout or 2-minute warning, whatever you want to call it. But the Bulldogs certainly want to make sure they hold steady here defensively and not let Pittsburg State get any momentum here. The field goal that they got, part of it was set up by the big pass play.
Of course, two different teams. The Bulldogs have a different team out there this year than they had last year at this time. The Gorillas likewise, but much different outcome so far than what we saw a year ago down in Pittsburg, Kansas.
Yeah, that game ended up being 19-3, and just wasn't a very pretty game. I mean, it's if you win it, it's pretty. The final score is pretty, but not a pretty game. But they were able to win it in the end. So this game so far is. Obviously, slightly more high scoring here with still a half and 2 minutes to play.
Of course, last night the Bulldogs inducted a Hall of Fame class, the class of 2025. 10 great former athletes and coaches recognized last night in a special banquet. Of course, a couple with ties to Bulldog football. Justin Zimmer, who was a standout here and really helped start this run alongside Jason Vanderlund, Jake Lampman, and some of those guys under head coach Tony Annese. And then the guy that he followed at the helm here, Jeff Pierce, longtime Bulldog from 1974 to 2011, and great to see him recognized in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, just a great lineage. Of course, Keith Otterbein really the man that got it going, and then he handed the baton to Coach Pierce, and then Tony Annese comes in, and all three coaches had success at Ferris State.
Bulldogs here defensively will line up here with the ball right at the 20-yard line here. What could be the final series here in the first half as Barry's going to be snowed under.
Allen.
It was a low snap, tried to pick it up, and nowhere to go as Tim Allen was right there defensively, the Coopersville product on the stop.
Yeah, great job there by Tim Allen. Again, a lot of low snaps here for the Pittsburg State battery right there. They've been able to pick them up and try to make some plays, but that time might have cost them.
So they'll line up again here with Chandler Jr. Lined up to the right side here of Barry. He'll move him around out wide here to the far side of the formation. Throw back to the near side to Holbert. He's able to hold on to it and picked up about 5 yards here out to the 25. He's had a couple catches here in this ball game tonight. And
good for 5 yards.
Kind of been the weapon here offensively.
Third and
Yeah,
5.
good little short gain right there to get out of bounds there. So he
Not
gets
gonna bounce by Elston Ware.
the 2 yards back on the loss and another 5 on top of that.
Third down coming up here, 3rd and 5 here as the Bulldog defense tries to get off the field here with 1:27 to play here in the opening half of action. Back to throw, Barry, nowhere to go is Tyrone Fowler. Is unfortunately going to be flagged here. Kind of got a piece of the helmet right there or the face mask. And
Yeah, it was accidental, but you could see he kind of quarterback ducked just a little bit. And
Personal foul.
Unfortunately,
Face mask.
Tyrone got the
Defense,
face
number
mask
11.
there, and that's definitely the right
15-yard
call.
penalty from the previous
the guy
spot.
the Bulldogs
Automatic
have a
first
lot of
down.
hope for here at the defensive end spot. Had a tremendous year and one of the
Because
big
his helmet
pass
came
rush
off due to a
threats
foul.
here on that defensive
First
line
down.
here for the Bulldogs.
That was Jackson Berry, the quarterback, and boy, tough one right here. Looking at the replay there, is he? At least he didn't turn the head. So, but that does not feel good. If anybody's had a helmet ripped off of them like that, it doesn't feel good, even if your head's not turned around there. So, hopefully he's going to be okay, Jackson Berry.
Of course, I heard Ryan Hodges, who was the longtime defensive coordinator for the Bulldogs. He was talking with Huge earlier today, and was talking about how a year ago at this time the defense was really kind of trying to figure themselves out, but they feel very confident right now with where they're at. Tony Annese Jr., of course, the nephew of head coach Tony Annese, kind of steps into that play calling role on the defensive side. Coach Hodges, kind of the executive guy here at Bulldog football that does it all, and senior defensive coach here as well for Ferris State, but has kind of given up some of those play calling duties here on the defensive side.
Yeah, he has, and he has a lot of confidence, of course, in his staff. Looks like Berry's going to stay out.
So
Be a
Bulldogs,
crossroads really first down for Pittsburgh
here as
State.
they set it up, we'll be at the 40-yard line here. Pittsburgh State will start at the 40. 2 receivers to each side here. As the Gorillas try to put some points on the board. They got the field goal here on the opening drive thanks to the long pass play before the drive stall, but that's been about it here against this very stout Bulldog defense. 3-man front here for Ferris State. The Bulldogs will send 3 on the pressure. Barry looking over the top. He's got a man, and he hauls it in. Parchman trying to get to the house. Touchdown, Gorillas.
Barry's pass
Yeah, big pass play right there. Is
number
able
one.
to slip behind the defense. Great grab there and able to break a
Kieran
tackle to
Parchman
get
with
into the end zone. And
touchdown,
Pittsburg State right back in it.
That gives the Gorilla fans some life and some momentum on that far sideline here as they trim the deficit to 20-9 with the extra point looming here on the long pass play. Parchman, a guy with some speed here who was able to haul it in, just able to connect with him on the throw from Barry.
Yeah, just slipped behind that Bulldog secondary and passed right on the money.
So the junior finds the end zone here as the point after to come to try to make this a 20-10 ball game. Kick is on the way, and it is up and good. So 20-10 here inside of a minute to go.
Is good.
Here in the first half, and now
the
the
score
Bulldogs will get the
20-10
football
in
back.
favor of Ferris
We'll
State.
see how aggressive they try to be here. A lot may depend on the return here on this next series.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think what they're able to do here on this kickoff is going to determine a lot of things. If they aren't able to get that big return, they might just let the air out of the ball, and you hate to. If you're coaches, you're gonna hate the feeling of maybe having lost a little bit of momentum going into the locker room at halftime.
Domino's of Big Rapids proudly supports Bulldog football. You can order at Domino's.com. Stay tuned for the Hungry Howie's halftime show. If you're in attendance here today at Top Tiger Field, Hungry Howie's proud to partner with Bulldog Athletics this year. You can fuel up on game days with the pizza that made flavored crust famous, only at Hungry Howie's. So the Bulldogs with Brady Rose and Tariq Brett set to receive here. We've got a 20-10 ball game here, and this one far from over here at Top Tiger Field.
Yeah, so Pittsburg State, that was a shot in the arm that they needed to get themselves a little bit of confidence here as they were able to slip in behind that Bulldog defense and connect on the big pass play. And again, some of that aided by the unfortunate penalty is Bulldogs commit that personal foul penalty that put Pittsburg State in a great spot.
Bulldogs awaiting the kick here, and it's going to be fielded by Tariq Brett. No, it's going to bounce into the end zone here, so no return. And the Bulldogs will start out at the 25-yard line here with 58 seconds to go. In the first half, we got some extracurricular activity and flags being thrown now.
You know what? The Bulldogs retaliated, and I think the retaliation maybe was caught.
So this Ferris State had planned to be aggressive, may change the approach here if the Bulldogs get shifted further back.
Unless the officials just kept the flag tucked and saw the first one, then again they could be offsetting too. So we'll see what happens here. But Bulldogs had a chance to get really good field position had they not retaliated, and the flag was thrown.
Discussion here by the officiating crew tonight, as assigned by the Great Lakes Center Collegiate Athletic Conference. As we await the outcome here, Ferris State with a 20-10 lead. Gulker out there right now. Looks like he might be the guy at quarterback here for the Bulldogs.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Number 18
Here against
of the
Pittsburgh
receiving
State.
team. Unsportsmanlike
Ferris
conduct.
State.
Number 22 of the kicking
Offsetting.
team. Those penalties offset.
Penalties
First down.
do offset.
That is the first unsportsmanlike conduct
remain,
foul
right here at the
toward
25
ejection
yard
for
line.
both players.
So the Bulldogs, but see they really hadn't thrown the flag until the second one, but good job by the officials huddling and getting it straight. So offsetting penalties, it's like nothing happened.
First and 10, Ferris State.
So the Bulldogs will start here as Ferris State will line up here. Gulker going to be the quarterback here to start this series here for Ferris State with a Hearn to his right. Brett around in motion. Carson will take the snap. He's dropping back to throw.
He's got
Looking to
Underwood.
the outside. He's hit as he throws. And incomplete here. He took a big shot from the left side here as he dropped back to throw.
Yeah, he had Underwood going
Gulker's
down
pass
the middle
knocked
right there,
down
but
and
you're right, he took
incomplete.
a huge shot.
So that'll set up second down and 10. Of course, Carson, a
Second
guy
and
that
10
was hurt
Bulldog.
right here at Top Taggart Field a year ago against Lake Erie in Week 2 following that Pittsburg State game. And, of course, has made a big return, was actually back practicing at the end of last fall during that national championship trip, but seeing his first game action back in a Bulldog uniform here tonight.
Yeah, remarkable recovery.
He'll move to H-back now as Bauer comes back on. It'll be Wyatt here.
Great
Nowhere
play.
to go as the Gorillas make the play in the backfield with 48 seconds left, and they're trying to take time out as Tom Anthony, I think, upset here as the time was still ticking here. The official had not called it. Cost him a few seconds here. So Coach Anise will walk out now here. 46 seconds to go and 3rd and 10 coming up. The Gorillas feeling like they could get a stop here and maybe find some time here to do something here at the end of the first half.
Yeah, they're smelling an opportunity right there. And again, this is, momentum is tricky. And, that big pass play gets a touchdown, and now all of a sudden Pittsburg State's defense is playing better. And so that's the way these things can work, and Bulldogs got to find a way to get that momentum back.
Ferris State football live right here on Flow Sports, FloCollege, of course, on the Bulldog Sports Network and Sunny 97.3. Coming up at halftime, we'll recap the numbers from the first half. We'll talk more about the Ferris State Marching Band, which will be making its debut here tonight. Of course, the 77-member band will be out there at halftime here on the Hungry Howie's halftime show, along with the Ferris State cheer team. Much bigger cheer team with nearly 40 members here for head coach Pramila Harris after the addition of cheer and stunt here as a varsity sport this year for the Bulldogs.
Adding a great element to our game atmosphere here. And Coach Anthony was upset, and it looks like they did adjust the clock a little bit. It was at I believe it was at 46, and it's up to 51 seconds now.
It's 51 seconds remaining here in this first half of play. 3rd and 10 for the Bulldogs. They'll send 3 receivers right, 1 back to the left here in Underwood. Bauer in the shotgun set will send Brett into the offensive backfield. And they're going to run it on the keeper to Wyatt Bauer, and Bauer to the outside. Going to be ran out of bounds short of the first down here at the 32-yard line. Kind of ran out of real estate after a nice gain here to the outside, and now they got 4th down coming up if you're the Bulldogs.
Coach Anise is saying you needed to turn it upfield there. You were so close to a first down.
So the Bulldogs will have to punt the football away here as Mitch Middleton will come on to punt here for Ferris State. So the Gorillas get a big stop following that touchdown, and they got to feel like they have some momentum going into halftime, pending what happens here in the final 46 seconds.
Yeah, unfortunately, not only did we not get the first down, we went out of bounds, so that stops the clock for them too.
So Middleton and Mumpfield now both back there to punt it away. Here for Ferris State in the 2-punter set. It'll be Middleton, the right-footed kicker here. And it's a good one, forcing the return man all the way back inside his own 20. Good coverage downfield for the Bulldogs. And trying to make the stop over there on the far side. They're able to do so.
Oh, ball came out.
Ball came out here, a scramble for the
football. Might have been out of
bounds.
And it will remain, I think, with the Gorillas here. I think that was
Nice
Bauer's brother, Derek Bauer, that was one of the guys down there on special teams.
Yeah, he's hustling off right there like he wants to. Usually when you hustle off like that after a big play, it usually means that you were probably involved, if not the man on the play. So good job there by Derek Bauer.
He's a guy the Bulldogs feel very good about as well, one of the outside receivers for Ferris State. We've seen him on special teams here tonight, but
he's going to be a good one.
Yet to see some action here at the receiver spot. So Pittsburg State now back at its own end, 40 seconds to go in the first half. With the ball at the 15, does it change the approach here for Pittsburg State?
I don't think so. I think they might look to be aggressive here.
Barry with it here as he drops back, looking to throw here. Pressure coming, avoids the rush, throws that one up, and that was a dangerous throw. It might have been tipped again here, and incomplete the final results.
Yeah, my gut reaction is that they were going to be aggressive right there. Boy, it almost backfired.
So 35 seconds left here. 2nd down and 10 coming up here for Pittsburg State out of the MIAA here in this week 0 contest against the defending national champion Bulldogs.
Yeah, this time, let's see. Maybe they're going to have 2 receivers, 2 wide receivers split to either side. So they're looking like they might be aggressive again, unless they're just trying to spread the Bulldogs out to run inside.
Off the left side hash here with a man to the left side. Barry Barks took a count out here for Pittsburg State. Pressure coming. He steps up, delivers the ball complete to the sideline, and a first down here out to about the 26-yard line. Got just enough for the first down to the outside.
Yeah, he was able to get outside the pocket there, going toward the far side, and nice job there by the receiver to keep those feet in bounds just past the first down marker.
That was the senior Mitchell over there on the far sideline that made the grab. So 29 seconds left with the ball out to the 26. The Gorillas trailing the Bulldogs here 20-10. 3 receivers here to the right side here for Pittsburg State. Back to throw here. He rolls out to the right side, looking downfield, trying to find some space. Now reverses direction, gets some blockers, steps up, delivers the ball downfield, and nearly picked off, but we got a flag thrown here over there on that far side, probably against the Bulldogs, but we
hold.
have
There's a
one in the
hold.
backfield as well.
Yeah, there's a hold in the backfield. That came first, and the flag in the secondary, so probably going to offset.
Down to 18 seconds left here, so that did take some time. It was very close. He may have been very close to being over the line of scrimmage when he delivered that football as well.
He was close. But
There are 2 fouls on the play by both teams. Pass interference,
like
defense number 2,
pass
personal foul,
interference,
illegal
defense.
blindside block, offense number
Blindside
70.
block called
Those
here
fouls
against the
offset.
Gorillas. so
Replay first down.
It'll be a replay of first down here with 18 seconds left.
illegal blindside block. Wow. Okay.
Ferris State back at home in 2 weeks against the Tiffin Dragons, a team that looks to challenge for a playoff spot this fall. Another former GLIAC rival. That's a 6 o'clock game on September 13th right here at Top Tiger Field.
It's going to be a long night. It's going to be a long night for those of you who have made that trip back from Painesville, Ohio.
Of course, that next week for the Bulldogs on the road at Lake Erie before we return home to play Tiffin in the next home contest. Man in motion here as Barry drops back. Fowler coming in pursuit. Might have been held. Barry avoids him, looks downfield here, and had a receiver running towards the ball, but into the Ferris State sideline and incomplete.
Barry's pass incomplete.
Great effort trying to get there to that far sideline by
Pass broken
Jaden
up.
Knight, the big tight end,
Eric
6'4",
Jackson.
245 pounds, but ball just a little too far away for him to be able to pull down.
Well, they've had a kind of a streak of good tight ends at Pittsburg State. Had some big bodies playing the tight end position, and he made a great effort, as you mentioned, but down to 9 seconds remaining here in this first half. Second down and 10.
Do you Hail Mary it right now?
We'll wait and see a play or two at most here in the first half remaining as the Bulldogs showing blitz. 4 receivers set here for Pittsburg State with 3 back to the wide side. Back to throw. Here on second down is Barry. Kind of tackled as he went to throw, and it resulted in the throw coming up short and incomplete, but they still have 3 seconds to go.
One more play.
So one more play here in this first half, barring a penalty here at Top Tiger
Pass
Field.
incomplete.
See
Bringing
what
up a
see
Baker
what they
auto
come up
group
with.
for third down.
They have trended toward being aggressive so far on this drive, so I know that they're going to deviate from it right now.
Sunny conditions here under mostly sunny skies here today in Big Rapids. Of course, beautiful weather for the tailgating. Starting to get maybe a little chillier outside. The wind picking up just a little bit, but beautiful weather here for football in late August. 4 receivers here as they're going to keep it on the ground with Chandler running to the left side, and looks like that'll do it for the first half. The Bulldogs took control early, but a late score from the Gorillas keeps this at a 2-score game, 20-10. Our halftime score here at Top Tiger Field.
Yeah, big score there by Pittsburg State to give them a little bit of a better feeling going into the locker room at halftime. But as you mentioned, Bulldogs still up 2 scores in a battle of top 10 nationally ranked teams.
The Gorillas heading out first over there on the far side to the Student Rec Center locker room complex, followed by the Ferris State Bulldogs here in front of a big crowd tonight here in this season opener. The Hungry Howie's halftime show coming up here inside the stadium. We'll take a 2-minute break. We'll come back with more halftime coverage right here on the Bulldog Sports Network, FloCollege, and of course, Sunny 97.3.
Are you seeking applied learning opportunities that will prepare you for your future? Classes taught by experienced faculty? Do you want internship opportunities that will launch your career? Then the College of Business at Ferris State University is where you belong. With 23 accredited programs and 122 degrees, you can advance your knowledge in unique majors such as esports production, music and entertainment business, and hospitality. Experience excellent placement rates and become a career-ready graduate. Start your journey today at ferris.edu/business.
What if homework didn't feel like work? Imagine playing video games that you created, or working with AI to develop high-tech innovations. What about competing in esports tournaments that you produced? Or training under professionals on and off the tennis court? Choose the College of Business at Ferris State University. Turn your passion into skills for a career you'll love. Apply today.
Are you ready to advance your career and move to the next level?
The master's program definitely helped me get my job.
A lot of people have a bachelor's degree, but not very many people have a master's degree.
Every day I use something that I learned through the master's program.
The Master of Science in Criminal Justice Administration at Ferris State is a 30-credit program led by faculty with relevant and practical experience. Earn your master's degree in less than a year and from anywhere. Move your career forward. Ferris Forward. Apply today at ferris.edu.
And all day tomorrow, as a student ID must be present for redemption.
And welcome back, everyone, to halftime coverage of Ferris State football. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you here from Top Taggart Field, where the Ferris State Marching Band will take the field here for the Hungry Howies halftime show, a 20-10 lead here for the Bulldogs. And before we get back to football, nice to see this marching band come out and have a chance to perform in front of a big crowd here tonight.
Yeah, and they're excited. They've been putting in so much work, and you've seen them not only here on the turf at Top Taggart Field early in the morning, late at night. But
for over 30 years, members
of our
Ferris State
all to build up to
bringing
bring
back
this
the marching band.
this
past summer, student musicians made a commitment to put the band back together
Marching
and turn
band
that dream
led
into a
by
reality.
Dr. Dan Atwood here down leading this performance here today, along with his student crew. Of course, hard work over the past year or so to get this band ready to perform here on opening night for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, they have put in so much work, and it was a pleasure. I had a chance to interview Dr. Atwood and a number of the members of the band, and just you could feel their energy and excitement to bring marching band back to Ferris State.
Ferris State cheer team going to come out to help support them as well here down on the field as the marching band playing here during the Hungry Howies halftime show, where Ferris State at Top Taggart Field in the season opener leads it 20-10.
Highly of the kind of player he's already become in this program, and that he was really paying attention last year and learning his lessons to be ready for right now. So solid start here to Wyatt Bauer's career.
Bulldogs, you mentioned it earlier, kind of dominated at the line of scrimmage, at least here early on, building that 20-3 lead before the long pass play, and now the score looks a little closer than maybe that first half frankly was here at times tonight.
Yeah, you know, I think that obviously the big pass play, they had a couple of big pass plays really that led one directly, the last one to their points, 7 points, and then of course the one earlier in the game that set them up for a field goal. So they really have done a good job of taking advantage of those opportunities, and that's really been effective.
Ferris State, of course, here at home looking to kick off the season with a victory here tonight over Pittsburg State in this season opener, and the Bulldogs gave up that field goal. The defense, though, really settled in until that final series when they got the long touchdown throw here against Pittsburg State. Did a nice job of kind of holding them 3 and out here on several possessions.
Yeah, they did. That defensive line was really good. And, again, just a couple of big pass plays. Really, the difference between it being at least 20-0 versus 20-10. And give Pittsburg State credit. They have been able to hang in there and not let the Bulldogs really deal that knockout blow. And you got to give them credit. They got some big stops at times with the Bulldogs could have maybe been a
Bulldogs total yardage in that first half, 236 yards, I believe, to 128 here for Pittsburg State. So doubled up the yardage totals here in Ferris State with 179 yards rushing to just 15 for the Gorillas in the first half.
Yeah, just really dominant in terms of being on the ground. So
next
really love what
features
they've been
senior
doing
mellophone
in terms of controlling the running game, controlling Pittsburg State's running game, which is huge, and then also to be able to establish the running game themselves. And I know, I'm sure one of the things that the coaches are talking about at halftime right now is reestablishing that dominance on the offensive line and really getting back to playing Bulldog football.
Let's take a look at the scoring summary here for this first half. Pittsburg State with that first drive, the long throw to Hobart. They finish off a 6-play, 40-yard drive with a 47-yard field goal from Schmidt. Took an early 3-0 lead over the Bulldogs. However, Ferris State comes back. First offensive series. The Bulldogs drive 56 yards in 8 plays. Wyatt Bauer caps off the drive with an 8-yard touchdown run, his first touchdown as the Bulldog gives Ferris State a 7-3 lead midway through that first quarter. The Bulldogs at the end of the first, 12 plays, 48 yards. Zach Ahern finds pay dirt from 3 yards out to make it 14-3. The Bulldogs, of course, later on in the second quarter, drove 94 yards at 13 plays to score. Bauer finding the end zone for the second time to push the margin to 20-3 before the long 60-yard throw from Barry to Parchman finishes off a 3-play, 80-yard drive for Pittsburg State with 58 seconds to go. And that is where we stand at 20-10 here at halftime.
Yeah, I mean, that was big for them with under a minute to go in the half. You know, the Bulldogs trying to kind of close it out and really take a lot of momentum into the locker room at halftime. And unfortunately, Pittsburg State gets a little extra life there as they were able to trim that Bulldog lead by getting that big 60-yard touchdown pass. And so what the Bulldogs have to do now is just regroup and getting back to playing Bulldog football.
How much confidence did head coach Tony Anise have in Wyatt Bauer? 17 carries for 91 yards. So he certainly had a lot of confidence in the redshirt freshman coming in.
Yeah, he did. He touched it a lot. It was, I don't know, it was kind of shades of what we saw the Jared Bernhardt game against Findlay a few years ago, where he just really burst onto the scene and nobody really knew who he was in terms of college football. They knew who he was in lacrosse, and he really exploded onto the scene. And Wyatt Bauer, huge first half, and boy, he was workmanlike with those 17 carries, as you mentioned. 4
of 6 passing for 38 yards. Tariq Brett had 5 carries for 36 yards. Brady Rose, 6 carries for 24 yards for the Bulldogs. Brett also had 3 catches for 17 yards to lead Ferris State in the receiving game. For Pittsburg State, the Gorillas on the ground, Chandler 7 carries for 18 yards. Barry was 4 of 12 for 113 yards and a touchdown. Holbert had 2 catches for 42 yards, and Parchman with the long catch for 60 yards and a score here for Pittsburg State.
Yeah, so they're trying to really look at how they can maybe consistently attack the Bulldogs, and some of it has been in that passing game, and part of it is they've been able to get actually pretty good protection at times against that Bulldog defensive front. And so they're hoping that they can continue to do that, and that can open some things up in terms of the passing game, because the running game, it just hasn't been there with just 15 yards rushing.
We'll take a 2-minute timeout. Back with more halftime coverage after this break from Top Tiger Field right here on Sunny 97.3.
Go ahead, Coach.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for the Ferris State University Bulldog Marching Band.
And welcome back, everyone, to halftime coverage of Ferris State football. A 20-10 lead for the Bulldogs here at Top Tiger Field at halftime. And a special guest now up in the booth as we're joined by the Ferris State women's soccer head coach, Greg Hinson, as they get ready to kick off their season next week. Coach, thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me. It's great to be here.
Obviously, your team getting ready to kick off the season. I know on the road at Cedarville here in the opening game next Thursday, but then back at home to face Indianapolis on Sunday, and two big regional matchups here to start the campaign.
Yeah, we always try to schedule tough, and we want to schedule top, regional opponents. And Cedarville's been in the top 10 for the last several years, and they're always a really tough game. And last year we were able to draw with them 2-2 here at home, and a game that we felt we kind of got stolen from us at the end. But we know it's going to be a tough match down there. We played down there in the national tournament in 2022, and great environment. They do a great job hosting.
History is being made right
really
here,
kind
right
folks
now,
down there, and
because
so we
for the
look
first
forward
time
to
in
getting battle
25
tested
years.
early on, at Cedarville, and then come back home and have our home opener on the 7th against Indianapolis, and again another tough road, I should say regional opponent out of the GLVC.
Of course, I know you've had a chance to watch your team the last couple of weeks here during preseason camp. What have you seen from some of your veterans coming back here that are kind of leading the way?
Yeah, we got a really good mix right now between the veteran presence and our younger players coming in. We got a big incoming class coming in, but the veterans, just really for them, showing them the way, right, and trying to absorb that freshman class and those transfers into our program quickly. And I think they've done a great job. We've got some real veteran leadership and some players that have played a lot of really quality minutes over the course of their career. Ella Wolf, Bella Baloney come to mind right there. Our captains, Catherine Welch, Haley Buckman as well. So we really look to that group to lead us.
Obviously, that returning experience, how beneficial is that to have a good group of returners coming back that have kind of been through the grind here in college soccer, and especially in the GLIAC?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, just the experience alone, right? Just experiencing it. And we got a couple, like I said, the back line I've already mentioned, Ella Wolf, Bella Baloney, but they played in every game of their college career. They've been in, and they started all the way back to our 22 season with the Final Four run, and they've experienced all of that, and we need them to help just guide those younger players along and help them, try to decrease that learning curve time and get them ready to go by the opening day.
And then talk a little bit, expand a little bit about your captains and what people are going to like about your captains who have been in your program and they're making a difference in your program.
Yeah, so it's, Bella Baloney, I've mentioned her name a few times now, Haley Buckman, Kat Welch, and I think it's, the big thing for me is that it's three different types of personalities, right? So you've got the quiet, lead by example, and Bella Baloney, and Kat Welch is, a player that really does, sparks on the field and can get things done for us, and Haley Buckman's probably more of our vocal leader that's not afraid to get after teammates when she needs to. So, we kind of have all three personalities, and it's a situation where for me, when we're selecting those players, it's trying to make sure everybody on the team has somebody they can go to, and it's going to be, comfortable with when they need to. And so that leadership crew that we have right there, I think, is going to do wonders for us. And the good thing for me as a coach is we got two of them coming back for the following year, so we'll have a good leadership staple for a few seasons here.
Yeah, it's going to be a great transition to get from this year to next year. And looking back last year, you guys had an anniversary season and really celebrating the tradition of Bulldog soccer. And I know you got to be it's got to be gratifying for you to see this program continue to grow and also see some of those alums remain connected with this program.
100%, and we want to continue to tie into that alumni base and get players. We've been able to do that the last couple seasons. Last fall we were able to bring Bree Rogers back, who's one of the legends of our program, and she came back and spoke to the team. This year we had Abigail Gilmore back, speaking to the team in preseason, and we've also been able to bring Nikki May back as an assistant coach. So we want to keep ties to those former teams and players, and it's just it's important for, I think, our younger players to see that, right? And it's Bulldog for life and part of Bulldog Nation and all those type of things, and so that'll help us a great deal, and especially as we look to get back and making some playoff runs here for ourselves.
How exciting is it to at the beginning of the school year, and football is getting going, you guys are getting going, volleyball is going to be getting going as well, and talk about the excitement of the student athletes being back on campus and being able to be a part of environments like this, and your environment, volleyball's environment, the marching band's back, cheer stunts getting going. Talk about the beginning of the school year.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. One of the things I was joking with some of the people I ran into in the crowd tonight, like, we're the last college soccer division to get started this year, right? D3's already playing games, right? You know what I mean? NAI's played 2 weekends, and so it's been a long time coming. But we're excited to get after it and get back on campus. You start, football gets back, hockey gets back. You start getting a little itch that, okay, we're close, and then finally get our players on campus. And we're just a few hundred yards away from our complex, and we had practice tonight from 4 to 6 right before kickoff. And I think it's awesome that we have to plan practices around tailgating and parking issues and stuff like that. But But hey, you know what? At a Division II school like this, that's not happening everywhere, right?
Yeah.
There's a lot of places where you could come and go all day for free and not have to worry about that. And it's awesome that we have to worry about those type of things. And whether it's Tia's playing over in her arena and trying to get back to that after practice, trying to figure out how we're going to get to the office to wrap things up and get some film uploaded. So that's really what's cool about Ferris is it's just the overall success across all of our athletic programs. We share in that along, all the staffs here. You can see pretty much every coaching staff's here in some fashion tonight. And that's really what makes this place special is just, not just the wins and losses and the championship caliber, but also just the people in the department that support one another. And that's what's exciting about it. Hopefully Tony's group here can pull this off in the second half and and get themselves. I know that no matter, he might not admit it, but I know that they want to get this game after last year. So I know he won't admit that. He won't even say that to me, but I guarantee you this means a little more than what he's leading on.
So put your coaching hat on. What is he saying back there in the locker room?
The game's not over, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing for me is, and they got that late touchdown, right? So it's, you're kind of blowing them away, and the game seems like it's in hand, and all of a sudden it can flick of the wrist, right? Things change. So the game's not over. Play it like it's 0-0 right now and go out and win this half, and you guarantee yourself a victory.
Coach, I know you're looking forward to next week going on the road, that first game, but how nice will it be to play in front of some home fans in that home opener on September 7th?
Yeah, we're really looking forward to that, right? So we got our last scrimmage on Saturday here, so it's nice to get on the home field, and then that home opener we really look forward to getting back here. Complex is looking great. Grounds is doing a great job to take care of our playing surface, and we had some meetings this summer and talking about that, and we have aspirations that can be one of the best Division II soccer facilities in the land, and hopefully we'll get there. As we keep moving forward. But yeah, excited to get back here, get in front of the home crowd. We'll always have a good crowd, I feel like, and good support for our players, and we're excited about it.
Well, Coach, thanks for the time, and we look forward to following Bulldog soccer here all fall.
All right, thank you. Take care, guys.
That was head coach Greg Hinson of the Ferris State women's soccer program at halftime. We'll be back in 2 minutes right here on the Voice of the Bulldogs, Sunny 97.3.
What's that?
I don't know. Something like when I was wearing that, it just kept cutting in and out.
Seemed like it was okay for him. Do you have it in the same port?
Yeah, well, I don't know. Could be that. And welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as we get ready for the second half to get started here shortly. Both teams start to make their way back here to Top Tiger Field. The Gorillas coming out in full force here early as we wait for the Bulldogs to return to the field. And we'll wait and see, Sandy, some keys here go for the second half here for the Bulldogs to come away with a win tonight.
Well, I really like what Coach Henson said. And, you got to approach this like it's 0-0, and you got to play with the focus and drive that the Bulldogs had early in the game, where they were really controlling, dominating the line of scrimmage, dominating both lines of scrimmage, and really controlling the clock and really keeping Pittsburg State on its heels. And Pittsburg State, to its credit, was able to get some stops and kind of shift the momentum back away from the Bulldogs. And so that's what the Bulldogs right now want to do, is just get back to playing that Bulldog football. It's really dominant on the offensive line, because they were really getting a push and they were keeping Pittsburg State on its heels.
20-10 our score here at halftime as the Bulldogs start to make their way back here. Ferris State leading it here. The Bulldogs jumped in front early 20-3, but a late score from the Gorillas late in that final minute of the first half put the score here at 20-10, and the Bulldogs did win the toss and deferred, so they'll get the football here to start the second half of play.
Yeah, I'd have to think that Coach Anise is really going to get into that mindset right now of getting his offensive line back, dominating the game, because if they can do that, I mean, they showed for most of the first half, Pittsburg State was on his heels, and they were uncomfortable, and that's what the Bulldogs want to continue to do, make them uncomfortable, put them in a position where they're doubting about whether they can really keep up with this team when it's dominating the line of scrimmage that way.
236 yards of total offense again for the Bulldogs in the first half. They held Pittsburg State to 128, and the big difference on the ground, 179 yards rushing on 35 carries for the Bulldogs. Pittsburg State, 10 carries, 15 total yards, as the Bulldog defensive front did a good job against the Gorillas running game.
Yeah, they did, and they were making things at times tough, and really the difference is a couple of those big passing plays that they got. Of course, a 60-yard touchdown pass that led directly to a touchdown, in the 35-yard pass earlier in the game that set the stage for them to get that field goal. So those two big pass plays right now are the reason that Pittsburg State's not getting blown out.
We'll take one final 60-second timeout. We'll be back with the second half after this break right here on the voice of the Bulldogs, Sunny 97.3 and the Bulldog Sports Network.
Get ahead at Ferris State University. Achieve your career goals with Ferris State, where theory meets practice and learning goes beyond the classroom. You'll thrive on our diverse campus and discover a universe of opportunities within your reach. Make the most of your college experience at Ferris State, where you will be involved, engaged, and grow. Your future is forward. Ferris Forward. Apply for free at ferris.edu.
Taylor Goldthwait from Granger Construction spoke last night, called it the doghouse.
I'm thinking
that's what Blash told me today, too.
Is it? Well, unless somebody was to drop a couple $1 million today.
Welcome back, everyone, to Bulldog football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as we get ready for half number 2 to begin. The Bulldogs with a 20-10 lead here in the Week 0 season opener here at Top Tiger Field against number 9 Pittsburg State. The last two matchups here in this series, 17-14 Bulldog victory that was a tight one here back in 2022 in the second round of the playoffs. Last year, of course, a 19-3 win for the Gorillas. They've been very close matchups, and thus far, the Bulldogs have had the upper hand in this one, but the score still very much in doubt here as we start half number 2.
Well, I mean, history teaches us between these two teams that it's going to go pretty much right down to the end, and so you're going to have to be ready to really pay the price to be able to win this game here tonight. And so both of these teams know that, and Pittsburg State gave themselves a new lease on life getting that 60-yard touchdown pass late in the first half, and so now they're confident feeling themselves back into this game. And what the Bulldogs' task is right now is to smack that confidence back out of them and get back to dominating the line of scrimmage.
Of course, coming in, we had some doubt at quarterback for both teams with 3 different guys listed as starters or potential starters at quarterback, but both teams have went with one guy here the entire way. For Ferris State, it's been Wyatt Bauer, who had a good first half as a redshirt freshman. First offensive start here for the Bulldogs here at the quarterback position for Bauer.
Yeah, and he has not shied away from the moment. I mean, he has been he has looked like a guy that was prepared for this moment, and that's what the Bulldogs were hoping for. And I don't even say hoping for. That's what the Bulldogs were expecting from him. And so they certainly feel good about that. And then Pittsburg State is, had solid play from Jackson Berry, who's a redshirt senior, so he does have some experience, even if maybe not as much in the last year. But they feel pretty good about him as a short kickoff here.
Underway here to start the second half. This one toward the sidelines.
Get
takes
it.
a hop. And
I think
the
they
Gorillas
recovered
thought they might have a chance at it, but I think the Bulldogs did fall on top of it.
That
so
was close.
Kicked right to the sideline. I think Brady Rose thought it was going to roll out of play, and it stayed in bounds.
That's the tough thing. It's right there on the sideline, and you just like, okay, it's going to go out of bounds. We're going to get the flag, and we're going to feel good. But then it becomes like a long onside kick here as Coach Rock talking to his special teams unit a little bit as they come to the sidelines.
Please
there.
reset the clock.
Bulldogs dodged the bullet right there.
58 seconds.
Bulldogs will start the third quarter of play with the football spotted right at the 28-yard line as they work off the left side hash. Wyatt Bauer, the redshirt freshman, stays on at quarterback here for the Ferris State offense. 4 receivers in the formation with 2 off to each side here for Bauer. Gulker, the H-back, as they send a man in motion. It'll be Bauer left side, behind the left side of that offensive line. And Pyle driving him forward and very close to a first down. Pickup of about 9 here for Bauer off the left side.
Yeah, this is where you want to put that tightness in Pittsburg State's stomach right now. And like, oh, here we go again. They're getting control of that line of scrimmage. There was a lot of room off that left side as they actually ran away from Tim Bob's side and able to get a strong gain.
Jarvis Wyndham back on at center here for the Bulldogs with the twins on the right side of the offensive line. Arnett and Pristula, I believe, on the left side here for Ferris State up front. Bauer on second and a yard. Will send Rose in motion, back to throw. Wyatt looking over the top here for Tay Boyd, the big receiver, and flag thrown here.
Who is this going to be on?
Into coverage, and we'll see if Bauer not able to hook up with Boyd if he hadn't tried to be the defender right there in that situation. I think it's going to be offensive pass interference.
Yeah, I was wondering who that was. I had a feeling that was going to be on Tay Boyd.
Offense, number 4.
It was against Ferris State.
Third down.
Tough penalty. I'm not sure it was entirely bad news for the Bulldogs. That one had a chance of being picked off maybe if Tay hadn't tried to break that one up here for Ferris State.
Yeah, I think you called it early. I think he really turned into the defender right there to make sure that ball was kind of thrown up for grabs right there as Wyatt kind of looking at his man as having the size advantage here. And so that momentum that the Bulldogs had right there on the doorstep of a first down and trying to take a deep shot there with maybe a down to play with, now they end up in a hole.
So Ferris State from 2nd and 1 now to 2nd and 16 here for the Bulldogs, all the way back to the 22 as the Bulldogs motion some people out of the offensive backfield here. Quick spot throw here to Brady Rose on the outside, trying to get the block. And Rose going to be tackled here right across the 25 to about the 28-yard line. So we got 3rd and long coming up now here for the Bulldogs.
So they got probably not even half of that penalty yardage back is now it's going to be 3rd and 11.
So a chess match right now here to start this third quarter of play. And if the Gorillas could get a stop, they'd have to feel very good about their chances right here with a chance to cut into this Ferris State advantage.
Yeah, feeling like they had momentum coming into halftime. This would be big for them.
So Ferris State facing 3rd and 10 here as Bauer has a man left side here in the backfield. That's Tariq Brett in motion, back to throw. Wyatt steps up in the pocket on the move, trying to avoid the last man and then had to pitch it out wide. Good pursuit to the football by one of the defensive linemen right there for Pittsburg State, James Smith, who had a chance to bring him down.
Yeah, that shoestring tackle attempt right there probably just threw off that pass from Wyatt enough to fall incomplete. Huge stop there by Pittsburg State, aided by that offensive pass interference.
Now the Bulldogs will have to punt the football away here as Mitch Middleton and LaShawn Mupfield will come on to punt the football here for the Bulldogs. And Pittsburg State, barring something here on special teams, going to get a chance here to cut into this advantage. It'll be Middleton here off the near side, spinning kick here. Good coverage downfield for the Bulldogs.
Good bounce.
There's going to be no return here as it takes a Bulldog hop all the way back as they flip the field all the way down to the 7-yard line.
They're trying to get a little bit more wind behind it, but it's going to be touchdown right at the 7-yard line.
The Bulldogs had guys down there before the ball even got there and able to pin the Gorillas back deep here on their first offensive series here in this third period.
Well, you called it. What a great time to be able to flip the field. Pittsburg State, Rob, feeling really good. Got the Bulldogs to punt after the Bulldogs were 2nd and 1, and man, Bulldogs able to flip the field. Great punt there by Mitch Middleton. Good coverage.
The Gorillas will start back inside their own 10 at the 7. And it looks like they'll leave Jackson Berry on a quarterback here to start this third period. Chandler in the backfield to the right side of him with twins out wide to the right. Power look back left here for PSU. Man in motion here as they're going to give it off to Chandler off this near side. Good cut here, and he gets it out across the 10 to about the 13-yard line. They had the Bulldogs kind of outnumbered here back to the near side.
Yeah, good job right there. He was trying to find the seam right there and just couldn't quite get it. Marquis Jones able to make the tackle.
So College second and about 3 yards to go here as they send two out wide to the right, tied in back to the left. Here for Berry in the gun. Ferris State back to that four-man look here. 4-2 look with 5 here in the defensive backfield for the Bulldogs. They'll give it off again to Chandler. Cuts back near side. This time took a hard hit and dropped down is Marquis Jones in on the stop here at the 15-yard line.
Chandler.
Back-to-back stops there by
Brought
Jones.
down by number 99, Marquis Jones.
He's a guy stepping in. Of course, the Bulldogs had 2 outstanding defensive linemen at the inside tackle positions last year, and Deron Irving Bay and Victor Nilsson both lost to graduation. Co Saipa not on the active roster here today. They hope to get him back. And, of course, the Bulldogs with some guys looking to step up here on the defensive line this year, as we do have a timeout called here with 12-12 to go in the third.
They're first of the half.
As the Bulldogs take timeout here. Maybe the defense didn't like how that last play was setting up here on third down and about 2 yards coming up.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Bulldogs certainly hoping they can get Co Saipa back in there. He's an experienced guy on that defensive tackle, and that was an area you mentioned. Bulldogs really lost a lot to graduation. Victor Nelson, who's still around working with the players here, and of course, Victor Irving Bay. But the guys who are stepping in, they've played pretty well here so far tonight.
Of course, those guys, former Bulldogs that played a year ago. Saw some other former Bulldogs here last night for the Hall of Fame banquet. Monty Brown, the Alpha Male, was back on campus here to see his college coach, Jeff Pierce, recognized. Ed Filion, of course, who was helping coach the defensive line this year with Coach Shreve in attendance last night. I saw Chris Pulliams, talented running back under Coach Pierce, in the house last night as well.
Well, that's great to see so many those former Bulldogs. And, of course, that Coach Pierce meant a lot to them, to see them come back and really support him as he goes in the Hall of Fame. Bulldogs right now struggling to get the right unit out here, right out of the timeout.
Trying to get the right coaches off the field as well as come out of this timeout. 3rd and 2 in the gun. Here is Pittsburg State. 4 receivers in the formation. Chandler in motion here. It'll be a keeper up the middle. And a helmet loss, but a first down pickup here for the Gorillas as they get it out just enough to the 18-yard line to pick up the first down.
Jones looks like Marquis Jones had his helmet ripped off.
The defense must leave the game for one play. Helmet came off.
Jones has to leave the field here for one play here on the Ferris State side. As the Bulldogs will rotate in defensively. Javon Ruffin comes in here at one of the interior tackle spots here for the Bulldogs. As they go back to that 4-man look, Berry with a man in motion will give it off of the sweep. Ball thrown downfield and payout right there in coverage. Incomplete here as they went with the reverse to the right side, looking downfield on the throw.
The play that the Bulldogs like to run right there as they tried to pull that off, but that ball just sailed out of bounds and uncatchable there on the far sideline.
So the Bulldogs now force Pittsburg State here into 2nd and 10. Would love to get off the field here in this third period with the ball right where it is and get a chance to win the field position back. As the Gorillas will line up here off the left side hash. Berry in the gun, checks over the Ferris State defense. The Bulldogs with 6 at the line of scrimmage. They come with some pressure, and Berry kind of pump faked once, able to complete the pass to the outside.
That's first down.
Somehow, I think Alston Ware just missed getting a piece of that football on the corner blitz.
I don't know how he did. I mean, he got his hands up in the passing lane, but let's see. Look at the replay right here. He comes clean. Oh, you know what? He did. You're right. He pump faked.
So Berry with the pump fake might have been Ware didn't want to hit him with the roughing the passer call, and
or get hands to the face.
So for that pickup, good here for about 9 yards. Sets up 3rd and 1. Get another big play here. 3rd and 1. We'll see who can win the battle here up front. Heavy look here for Pittsburg State. The Bulldogs almost did a goal line package here. As they fake the give,
Oh,
looking to throw. They got a man wide open, but they throw it incomplete.
Should have been a touchdown.
That could have been a touchdown very well, as the Bulldogs had all 11 up in the box. And they threw it over the top here on the end around, and incomplete. They're going to have to punt the football away.
I don't know. He might have gotten a touchdown, but certainly would have gotten at least a very long play right there. It was open. It was wide open and just overthrew him.
So the Bulldogs catch a break here as Brady Rose will come on to receive here with 10:47 to go in the third. That certainly could have changed the outcome of this one here if they could have got a big score right there on that throw.
The Bulldogs were kind of selling out right there, and boy, just you see that guy pop free out of the backfield, and you're like, oh my goodness, but just overshot him.
So the Bulldogs with Rose back deep here as Ferris State looks to get the football back here in this third period of action. Pittsburg State with the fake off the right side, and the ball pops loose.
I think
the Gorillas got it back. It's still loose. Still a scramble for the football, and we'll wait and see what the outcome is going to be if they try to review this one or not, as it scored it forward enough to pick up the first down. The Bulldogs are saying it's their football. Discussion here as they try to untangle the pile. This is going to be an interesting call right here.
It's going to be a first down one way or the other.
They went for the fake here on 4th and a yard. The Gorillas are saying it's their football. No signal from the officials just yet. And it looks like it's going to be Pittsburg State football.
Ball recovered by Pittsburg
Bulldog
State.
defense going to have to come back out. I never really saw an official signal here.
Results in a first
The
down.
officials still discussing. Maybe they're trying to determine where the spot of the football was. It squirted loose. Nobody could really fall on top of it. Both teams had opportunities. There was one by Ferris State. Bulldogs still trying to pick it up as somehow Pittsburg State apparently got it back at the bottom of the pile.
Yeah, it just squirted free so many times, but huge job there by Pittsburg State. And I think it's going to be a first down one way or the other, but it's going to be where it's going to be spotted.
Looks like they are pointing to where the spot of the football is going to be. Coach Anise out there on the field. Of course, we'll see if there's a potential challenge on this. We haven't seen a replay.
The ruling on the field is a fumble recovered by a teammate of the fumbler. Therefore, the ball goes back to the spot of the fumble, which leaves the ball short of the line to gain.
Whoa.
First down, Ferris State.
So the
first down.
If the fans couldn't have heard the officials, it was recovered by a teammate, which forces the football back to the spot of where it was fumbled.
Because you can't move it forward.
It was not a first down.
Yeah, you can't move the ball forward, so it goes back to the spot. So I said it was going to be a first down one way or the other, and when they never really signaled, Pittsburg State did recover it, but unfortunately for them, it goes back to the spot of the original fumble.
Gorillas had their offense back out there. Tom Anthony over on that far sideline having a discussion with the crew.
Well, this is big, Rob, because look where the Bulldogs are, right on the doorstep here, and great spot here for the Bulldogs to get this offense back in gear.
They'll get it at the 26-yard line. Here's Bauer with it at quarterback here for the Bulldogs. They run the counter up the middle here. Ahern trying to get some tough yardage here on the inside. Good for a couple yards before the Gorillas stand him up. They're starting to do a better job right there at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, they are. They're really testing the Bulldogs right there. And again, I think part of it is they're trying to make the Bulldogs throw that ball. And they're trying to see, they know that Wyatt is really capable running the football. He has thrown it a little bit too, but they're going to try to test him here, although Bulldogs might have an opportunity here to run.
Ahern left side here of Bauer. Bauer on the keeper, tries to avoid a couple tackles, took a shot, got a couple more yards, some tough running between the tackles, so the Bulldogs haven't really tried to challenge the defense just yet. They've been trying to power it right at him here, and now we got third and about 6 yards coming up.
You're in field goal range right now, and a field goal makes it a 2-touchdown game for Pittsburg State to change the complexion of the game. So you do not want to walk away empty-handed in terms of points.
Of course, the Bulldogs' third down may depend on what happens right here. Team that certainly could go for it on fourth down depending on the spot of the football. Bulldogs trying to get the right play in here. 10 on the play clock here as Tariq Brett will move back to the wide side. Down to 5 here. The Bulldogs have time.
They're confused.
Rose now in motion, and Coach Anise has to use a timeout here with 9:21 to play in the third. So
that's a second timeout.
Bulldogs just never really had that one grouped together.
No, they just were out of sync there trying to get that play. And Bulldogs
Fans,
now.
Brutus is on his way to find
two
our
timeouts
sweetheart
here
of
in
the
the
game.
third quarter. So just one left here for the balance of the game.
Of course, this just game number one. You'd expect both teams to get better and better as the season goes on. You have some of those kind of growing pains, learning mistakes here in an opener, much like Ferris State had last year before they really kind of put it all together and had an incredible run toward the end of the year.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs really learned a lot of lessons from that first game. I think the offensive line really got a lot better after that game. I think they really turned a corner that put them in a position to help lead the Bulldogs to a GLIAC championship and a national championship. And so that's what the Bulldogs are focused on right now, is to get off to that better start here. So Pittsburg State back out here on the field. Bulldogs right now 3rd down and 6 after the Bulldogs have already used 2 timeouts here. So Bulldogs want to take advantage. If they had to use that timeout, they want to make sure that they take advantage of it here. Coach Rock working with that offensive line as they get ready to come back out here.
So the Bulldogs here will line up. Bauer at quarterback here. Lines up out of the shotgun set with Golker to his left. Lined up behind the offensive line. Now he'll move out in motion. Wyatt looking to throw here on the inside route. Hooks up with Underwood. Down inside the 20. Very close to a first down right near the 17-yard line.
He's going to be about a yard short. Had to come back a little bit to get that ball. And
pass
cost them a first down here.
Cam Underwood.
Coach Anise right now, he's got the points. It is a 2-score game right now. But, boy, a touchdown feels a lot better than a field goal.
So 4th down and a yard to go here as the offense will stay out there right now here for head coach Tony Anise and the Bulldogs.
4th and short.
Bulldogs will line up here. Of course, no surprise. This has been what he's done throughout his coaching career here at Ferris State. Man in motion is Brett. It'll be Bauer off the left side. He's got the first down as he leans forward down to the 15-yard line.
Yeah, ran almost like a counter there. He started kind of toward the Tim Bob side and then came back off the left side to get that first down with maybe a yard or 2 to spare.
Great statistical comparison given to me by Harrison Water, good friend who we had on earlier. Redshirt freshman Wyatt Bauer in comparison with another great freshman, Jason Vanderlaan, who was 7 of 10 for 29 yards with an interception and no touchdowns in his Bulldog debut. Bauer going to give it off to the pitch to Brett around the left side, trying to get to the corner, and a first down pickup down inside the 5-yard line here for the electric Tariq Brett.
Carried by Tariq
Brett. If Wyatt Bauer can have even half the career that Jason Vanderlaan had, Hall of Famer, jersey retired.
Good for a crossroads realty first down.
JVL, to his credit, did finish 18 carries for 103 yards and 2 scores in that game as well. Bauer has the Bulldogs lined up here. 7:56 to go in the third. We'll send Brady Rose back in motion over to the short side of the formation. Bauer takes the snap. Going to give it off to Rose up the middle. Leaning forward. Touchdown Bulldogs.
Love to see it right there. Brady Rose running tough inside. And there's really nothing that Brady Rose can't do. And he's showing that inside run game. And, boy, I tell you what, you mentioned you compared it to Marcus Taylor and what he was able to do a couple years ago in the national championship game or that national championship season. And, boy, I tell you what, Brady Rose right there with a huge touchdown, 26-10.
The Bulldogs extend the lead here over the Gorillas with Eddie Jewett on for the point after. Rose, after scoring the touchdown, will stay out there. He'll be the holder here for the Bulldogs off the snap from Sam Wahlberg, the long snapper out of the Muskegon area. Hold is down, kick is on the way. Steady Eddie up and through. The Bulldogs extend the margin here to 27-10 after the big call on 4th down on the fumble.
Well, I mean, you called it. I mean, this is what Coach Anise does. I mean, he has confidence in his offensive line, and he said, hey, I could go for a field goal, make it a 13-point game, but, when you're playing against a team like Pittsburg State, you got to go for the gusto. I mean, you cannot play around with this team. I mean, this is a good team. They're fighting hard. They're scrapping. You got to put them away if you get a chance.
Ferris State football live right here as the Bulldogs extend the margin here on the Week 0 contest here against the Gorillas. Of course, this series last year started in Kansas. The Bulldogs came out on the short end looking to even it here tonight, and then we got 2 more years of this next year right back at Carney Smith Stadium down in Pittsburg, Kansas.
Yeah, buckle up, Bulldog fans, Bulldog and Gorilla fans, because this rivalry is going to keep going, and they've all been hard-fought battles here between these 2 teams.
So the Bulldogs will tee it up here as Ferris State will put Mitch Middleton out to kick it away. Middleton and Jewett splitting the kicking duties here as the Bulldogs a little deeper at the kicker position maybe with the return of Jewett this season.
Yeah, it's just been great to get Eddie back in there, and he has really added to that kicker room, and they're feeling very confident in him, and as well as the other kickers. And this is the big leg right here.
So Middleton's kick here back to the 1 yard line. Going to be returned here by Pittsburg State over on that far side, and not a lot of room to run here as we do have a flag thrown. This may be a late hit toward the sideline against the Bulldogs.
Yeah, that's a tough one right there as he was going out of bounds, and Bulldogs did make the tackle out there into the white there. Is a big mass over there as Bulldogs are going to see that short return turned into a big one.
So the Bulldogs will get ready here defensively as the officials will get ready to spot the football. Bulldogs right now with a lot of those starters still out there here on the defensive side of the football. We're seeing some guys, in terms of the rotation, they
15
called a
yards
face mask.
to the end of the run. First down.
Called a face mask there at the end of the play against the Bulldogs, and 15-yard penalty will push the football out to the 37-yard line, which is where Pittsburg State will start this next series.
So he just went from so-so field position to really good field position.
So the Bulldog defense, I mentioned
not
quite as many new faces out there. The Bulldogs traditionally a team that rotates a lot of guys. We've seen these starters out there a lot here tonight so far for the Bulldogs. The Gorillas will line up here. Now a rollout here by Berry to the near side. The Bulldogs with some pressure. Ball thrown and hauled in near midfield as the catch was made before the Bulldogs come down with the tackle right at the Ferris State 49-yard line, hauled in by Mitchell. The receiver coming back across the middle.
Yeah, it's scary when a dangerous quarterback gets out of the pocket with weapons downfield.
Out of the gun here, they'll give it off to Chandler right up the middle, and a good push forward here from that offensive line for Pittsburg State down to the 44.
Good legs there by Chandler as well.
They want to run some quick snap type offensive looks here on this series.
Yeah, sometimes you're offensively, you see a defensive unit out there, and for whatever reason you want to keep that unit out there.
That could have something to do with the Bulldogs. We just mentioned not quite so many guys up front on the line of scrimmage. They look downfield here for Mitchell.
Out of bounds.
Hauled it in, but out of play here down the Ferris State sideline.
Good job tracking the ball and hauling it in, but out of bounds there. He might be hurt.
For number 6, Orlandis
Took
Mitchell.
a shot down the sideline here. He gets back up and going to come off the field under his own power, but a little bit of a limp here as he gets back up, and that'll set up 3rd and 5.
Yeah, he was definitely feeling that. Might have just got the wind knocked out of him there a little bit.
So big 3rd and 5 play here for Pittsburg State offensively with where you're at the spot of the football at the 44. If you can't get the first down,
brings up a Baker
try
Auto
probably to pin
down.
the Bulldogs back deep.
Yeah, I think they want to try to win the field position if they cannot get this first down here.
Bulldogs showing pressure here up front at the line of scrimmage. Berry drops back to throw.
Hold.
And holding call right at the 49-yard line here as the Bulldogs came on the blitz. They picked up the first down, but I think that's going to be negated.
Yeah, Nolan Ziegler came up the middle, and he was clearly hooked right there. That was an easy holding call.
So that'll shift Pittsburg State back here and will negate a first down pickup here on the throw from Berry. As the Bulldogs here try to come up with another big stop here on this series and get the football back
Holding.
here.
Offense, number
52 to play
57.
in this third quarter.
10-yard penalty. Replay
Nolan
third down.
Ziegler is we haven't talked about him a ton, but transfer started his career at Notre Dame from the Grand Rapids, also from Grand Rapids, and he shot through there like a cannon, and they had no choice but to hold him.
27-10 Bulldog lead as Pittsburg State all the way back to the Gorillas' 46-yard line. Bulldog football live here tonight, presented by Meyer. Thanks to Meyer for their partnership with the Bulldogs. Trips right side with 2 back to the left here for Pittsburg State. In the white jerseys with the red pants, ball thrown here down the sideline and hauled in. And a first down here for the Gorillas as they found the seam in coverage here down the sideline.
Yeah, big grab right there. Pittsburg State overcoming that penalty to get a first down.
So pick up here as they hooked up on the outside.
Well, they did a great job there with Tyrone Fowler. He was trying to make a couple of moves. Tackle did a good job of keeping him in front.
First down and 10 here as they work off the left side hash. Now a late substitution here for the Gorillas as they come back with Chandler into the offensive backfield.
So they're going to give the Bulldogs a chance to switch. They're going to be up against the play clock here.
The Bulldogs will substitute out as Tim Allen will come off the field here for Ferris State. Back to throw is Berry. Berry has time, rolls out right side, looking deep downfield, and he finds a man behind the Bulldog defense down inside the 10. It's going to be first and goal here for Pittsburg State.
Yeah, just really not able to get to the quarterback and bother him. So that's just too much time back there for a decent to a good quarterback, and he's a good quarterback. That's just way too much time.
Barry able to hook up. I think it was Holbert again on the reception here for Pittsburg State. So first and goal from right about just inside the 10-yard line here for the Gorillas, trying to get that score back here with time ticking in the third. Handoff right side here. Good hard run down inside the 5 and to the 4-yard line as they went with a new face in the offensive backfield.
24,
that was
Van.
Dylan Van, a redshirt sophomore, his first carry here of the night.
For 5 yards.
Trying to see if they can test that Bulldog defensive front here as Bulldog
second and goal.
trying to hold steady right here and try to make them use up some time.
Ferris State defensively will get set here at a 6-man front here as they give it off to Chandler up the middle, up the right side, trying to get to the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburg State.
Able to break the plane
by
for a
Cleo
touchdown.
Chandler,
So Pittsburg State gets that touchdown back.
So it's right back potentially to a 10-point ball game here with 5:14 to play in the third. The Gorillas knew they weren't going to go away quietly here tonight, and they're battling here after that rough start in that first half against Ferris State.
Yeah, they were able to overcome that big penalty, get a big pass play right back after that to get a first down, keep this drive going, and finally able to punch it in.
Able to punch it in here in the north end zone as they wait for the point after. Kick is on the way, and it's up and good here as the Bulldogs had to get a few faces
Extra
out there in the construction zone to catch the extra point.
17 in favor
here
of the
tonight
Ferris State
at
Bulldogs.
Top Tiger Field. Nonetheless, 27-17 our score. This one far from over here at Top Tiger.
Yeah, still a lot of football left to be played in this game as Bulldogs know they got to keep on battling here, especially offensively. They got to keep that momentum that they've been able to get using that offensive line strength to be able to get that ball downfield. So hopefully the offensive line can continue to get that push up front and continue to set that tone, because we know the Bulldogs, when that offensive line is playing well and the Bulldogs are able to get that good push up front, they can be very dangerous with so many weapons out there.
Ferris State football live tonight right here on the Voice of the Bulldogs, Sunny 97.3, FloCollege, and of course the Bulldogs Sports Network. Thanks to Meyer along with 3 Girls Bakery and 2 Cheesy Guys for their support of the Bulldogs. Also, big thanks goes out to Factory Gym. Want faster gains and better recovery? Factory Gym features Zenith Nutrition with any supplements you may need. Stock up on protein, pre-workouts, creatine, and more. Only at Factory Gym in Big Rapids. See an inside look here on our TV feed on FloCollege of our truck. Doing a great job here tonight for this season opener, led by Andrew Tingley, who, of course, leads the group of students here working these games.
Yeah, they just do such great work, and not only a great product, but great learning experience for our students.
Short kick here, fielded by Brady Rose at the 10, coming to the wide side here on the Bulldogs sideline, trying to turn upfield and could not, ran out of bounds here.
To the
27-yard line. That's where the Bulldog offense will come back out.
And crossroads,
love to see the offense put together a big drive here to erase the hopes of the Gorillas here in this third period.
Yeah, that's what you really want to see right now. You want to see that offensive line really get that dominance back going here as we get toward the end of the third quarter and look at the fourth quarter. That's when you want to be really leaning on them, putting that pressure on them, and making them think that this is going to be a long hill, tall hill for them to climb.
Bulldogs out of the shotgun set here as Bauer will send Deion Small into the backfield here for Ferris State. Option to Small on the far side, made the first man miss. Deion trying to turn upfield here, get some good yardage out around the left side to the 32-yard line here for the Bulldogs.
Great job right there. So good to see Deion Small back, and had that injury a couple of seasons
Small
ago.
To pick up 5 yards.
In the game at Grand Valley.
Second and 5.
Really great to see him back out there.
Of course, had a good fall camp. Made his return here this year after missing all of last season for the Bulldogs. As Bauer has the Bulldogs here at 2nd and 5 at the 32. Golker lined up right side as the H. Now it'll be Bauer running hard left side. Off the left tackle, turns upfield, and has the first down before he's ran out of bounds. This could be very close to a late hit on that sideline.
For a first down.
Said he was tight roping right there as he gets a few Pittsburg State people to help him up there. Must have been tight roping that sideline there.
Wyatt Bauer, the redshirt freshman out of Corunna, of course, the hometown of Ferris State football head coach Tony Anise. I believe the field at the high school named after Coach Anise's father, who was the head coach there for so many years.
Oh, yeah, just a lot of tradition there as well, and great to see the Bauer brothers coming from that tradition of Ferris State.
4 receiver set here is Rose, a move in motion. Bulldogs almost got the Gorillas to jump off sides here on first down and 10. 4 minutes left. Here is timeouts called. Here in the third quarter, the Bulldogs have to take another timeout. I think that's their final timeout here.
Yeah,
we're still into the third quarter of play.
Yeah, we haven't even gotten to the fourth quarter yet. Hey, I want to say, just got a message from Trinidad Chambliss' mom. They say he's listening down in Mississippi and rooting on the Bulldogs. So great to hear from him, and he's still a big fan of this Ferris State team.
Of course, we wish him all the best. Tremendous competitor and player a year ago here for Ferris State, and guy that did so much here for the Bulldogs last season.
Yeah, he really did. It was just amazing to watch him grow in this Bulldog program, and looking forward to him doing great things. And Cheryl, send me that link, and I'll get my Trinidad Chambliss jersey.
Of course, Bulldogs at other levels of college football as well. Guys that moved on. You look at the Big 12, Cannon Katzer playing at West Virginia. The Big 10, Lawrence Hittar, Bryce George, along with some other guys, Linto Smith, Tulsa, Jacarvis Alexander at Jacksonville State. So
Sefa Saipaia at Western Michigan.
Sefa, so we hope all those guys have some success. And, of course, we're such a huge part of that national title last season.
Yeah, and they're still Bulldogs at heart. And, they're still rooting for Ferris State. And so Bulldogs they'd love to see our Bulldogs get a big drive right here.
27-17 lead here for the Bulldogs. Third quarter of action with 4 minutes to go. As Golker is in the offensive backfield, end around. Here comes Rose looking to throw, and just thrown short here as he was trying to hook up with Tariq Brett. The play was there, just not able to make the connection.
Yeah, I was wondering if he was trying to get a good passing angle right there. I was wondering if he was just going to tuck it under and run it.
This is a top 10 national showdown, and right now the score indicates just that, with the Bulldogs leading it by 10. Here in a big series here for the Ferris State offense. Second down and 10. The Pittsburg State defense has kind of settled down since that first half.
They have umpire holding Ferris State up here as Pittsburg State making a late change and not exactly hurrying to the sideline.
Play clock down inside of 10 here as Bauer returns to the quarterback position. Rose in motion here, and we got a flag thrown. Some movement up front here, and it's going to be against the Bulldogs.
So false start, and second and 10 is going to be now second and 15.
False start.
Shift Ferris State back a little bit
Everybody
further.
but the center.
For tickets, scores,
5-yard
merchandise,
penalty.
video, and more,
Second
be
down.
sure to log on to FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Again, next Saturday, the Bulldogs on the road at Lake Erie. What will be an afternoon kick down in Paynesville, Ohio. That game kicking off at Lake Erie, 2 o'clock. We'll have the pregame coverage for you at 1 p.m. next Saturday on September the 6th. Back at home here in 2 weeks to host the Tiffin Dragons. You can get your tickets now at FerrisStateBulldogs.com/tickets. Bauer with Hearn to the right. Now the Bulldogs are going to run the option. Bauer will keep it here, and he gets it to the 40-yard line here. So he got the penalty yardage back and a couple more.
Wide Bauer on the
here for Ferris State to set up third and a little more manageable 7 or 8 yards to go.
Yeah, it's going to make it a little bit easier.
Bring up a third.
A little bit easier here is Bulldogs going to, it's like Tarek Bauer checking in.
So the Bulldogs making another change here as Ferris State will get set. Bulldogs going with an extra receiver, it looks like, here at the play clock at 12. And now they'll walk up to the line. 5 receivers here in the formation. Empty backfield here for Bauer as he's got the 5 in front of him here against the 4-man front. Bauer steps up. Pressure coming from behind. He was hit. Ball pops loose. It's still loose, and I think the Bulldogs got back on top of it as Bauer took a big shot on the pressure coming from the back edge.
Yeah, they were definitely looking at his arm, trying to get a piece of that football here. He was winding up there, and I tell you what, you got to almost have that mental count in your head here. And let's see here, and definitely not a throwing motion right there, and that ball popped up in the air.
Recovered by
trying to get down on top of it.
That was Martin, a redshirt freshman that came in off the right edge of the Pittsburg State defense, and now 4th and 28 here as the Bulldogs are going to have to punt the football away. They're going to give it right back to Pittsburg State here with 2:29 to go in the third.
Oh, boy. Oof.
Snap here to Mumpfield. Mumpfield with a bouncing kick down the near side, and the Gorillas will pick it up. Good coverage downfield. We got a flag thrown here as they reverse direction. The Bulldogs trying to make the play, and they're going to force him to the sideline around the corner on the far side, but flag thrown. And
it's going to be an interesting flag
Brett's
here.
punt.
Where that
picked up by
flag was thrown.
Maderos.
Have to think maybe it's against Pittsburg State, but you never do know. It looks like they might be pointing in the Gorillas' direction.
Let's see what I think the field judge threw it. So referee coming over to check on what the call is.
Sun setting here at Top Taggart Field
During
behind
the
us
kick,
here inside
illegal
the Wheeler
block in the
Pavilion.
back. Return team number 4.
So it was an illegal block
10
in the
yards
back.
from the end of the kick. First down.
So 10 yards from the end of the kick will send this football all the way back inside the 25-yard line.
It's a big penalty for Pittsburg State, so it kind of helped the Bulldogs flip the field here a little bit.
So it looks like it'll be right at the 25, so that's where they'll start this next series with 2:09 to play. Still waiting maybe for the Bulldog defense to make a big play here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, right now they're looking to get a stop here. They don't want to see Pittsburg State have a strong finish to the third quarter as they did to the second quarter.
So Ferris State here defensively will line back up here. 2:09 to play in the third. A 27-17 Bulldog lead. Stay with us after the game for the Granger Construction post-game press conference, part of our Preferred Office Machines post-game show here at Top Taggart Field. Misdirection play here, and a big pickup off the left side here for the Gorillas. On the keeper was Barry, and he gets the ball all the way out across the 40.
Yeah, design run right there, just coming off the left side of the Pittsburg State offensive line, and a lot of room over there before the Bulldogs could catch up. Then a little bit of a wall there, so he was able to make a nice cutback there.
So first down here, some fans I know around the country kind of questioning just how good the Pittsburg State offense would be this year, but they've looked
pretty good right now.
Pretty good at times here tonight. 3 receivers in the formation here with Barry in the gun. Chandler next to him, left side, back to throw. Barry looking to throw to the outside, has a man on the outside edge, and another first down here into Bulldog territory and down to the Ferris State 41-yard line.
Bulldogs got some pressure in the backfield, but Tyrone Fowler just a touch late there trying to get to the quarterback.
Jalen Travis on the catch here for the Gorillas. 2 off to the short side of the formation. 1 back to the left side here. First down and 10 here for Pittsburg State. Chandler lined up left side here. A Barry in the gun. Ferris State, that 4-man look up front here is they'll give it off to Chandler right up the middle, and Tyrone Fowler able to chase him down from behind after about a 2-yard gain.
See, when you get that passing game going a little bit, then you get the defense thinking a little bit more. You've shown them a little bit more, and that's what's helped Pittsburg State to be a little bit more effective here, is they've been able to get the passing game going a little bit more, and also running with the quarterback and with the running back Chandler out of the backfield.
Bulldogs rotating a couple guys inside here as Ruffin comes on for Jones. Back to throw. Barry rolls out right side, looking to get to the sideline and just throws it away here as the Bulldogs ran him out of bounds over on the far side.
Yeah, smart play. He heard those footsteps there and wisely dumped it off there as he gave himself every possible chance before stepping over the sideline.
That was Tim Allen on the far side that kind of ran him to the sideline here for the Bulldogs.
So third down here, Rob. Got to get off the field.
3rd and 8 here with 36 seconds left in the third. The Bulldog fans and the team on the sideline trying to get these fans fired up here. Big third down call here for the Bulldogs. Chandler lined up right side. Here a Barry. Bulldogs showing pressure. Ziegler will come on the blitz, trying to get inside. He was tackled to the ground. Barry rolls out, still being chased by the Bulldogs, and they sack him. Big sack by Tyrone Fowler over on the far side on 3rd down.
Lost his lid right there, but didn't stop his celebration as Fowler will have to step off the field here.
Tyrone able to stick with the play and chased him down. I thought Ziegler got tackled. Fowler
no, you're right.
shakes off the man.
And then held after that. Look at that.
Fowler
Ziegler got mugged.
Able to chase him down over on the far sideline.
Defense, number 4.
And a penalty.
Automatic first down.
Here against Ferris State was called holding against the defense.
One play due to a helmet. First down.
Fowler has to come out for that one play. First down now here for Pittsburg State. So did not see the penalty flag initially, but apparently defensive holding called against the Bulldogs.
Wow, that's a tough break right there. You thought you had a sack, and it ends up being defensive holding, automatic first down, and improved field position.
Final 20 seconds here of the third quarter as the clock is moving here for Barry. First down and 10. Barry with a tough snap, but Chandler able to pick it up and gets it down near another first down on the gain to the 21-yard line.
I'll tell you what, you got to give this quarterback credit. They have had so many bad snaps, and he picked that one hop off the ground.
We got a huge fourth quarter coming up as the third period has came to a close. 27-17, the Bulldogs lead it, but the Gorillas are driving here as we start the fourth after this 60-second timeout right here on FloCollege and the Bulldog Sports Network along with Sunny 97.3.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast.
Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
And welcome back, everyone, to Top Tiger Field. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as we start the fourth quarter of play. 27-17, the Bulldogs lead it here in the season opener in week 0, but the Gorillas are driving with 2nd down and 2 coming up here from the 21-yard line. Man in motion here for Barry as the Gorillas set up shop here on the right side hash. Low snap again, given off to Chandler right up the middle, and he's got a huge hole down inside the 15 to the 13, and the Gorillas will move the chains here as they get closer to the end zone.
Yeah, they are doing a good job of finding the holes right there, creating the holes. Their offensive line is playing better football here coming down the stretch.
Of course, 10-point ball game here. Ferris State looking to get a big stop here as Pittsburg State will give it off to Chandler again. Nothing doing this time. Tim Allen able to wrestle him down here for no gain, maybe a loss of 1 here for Pittsburgh State.
Yeah, Tim Allen came off that right side of the Bulldog defensive front and just a chase down there to pull him down in the backfield.
So 2nd down and call it 11 yards to go here for PSU as Pitt will line up with Chandler to the right side of Barry. 4-man look here for the Bulldogs again defensively. 2 receivers near side. Barry looking to throw on the outside corner out to the tight end and overthrown here right near the goal line.
That was a tough throw right there. Big target there with the tight end, but really tough throw right there.
So now 3rd and 10, 3rd and 11 here with the ball back near the 15-yard line. So big play here for Pittsburgh State. A field goal would cut you to a touchdown.
Yeah, you know, so if you're Pittsburgh State, you're thinking we cannot come away empty-handed.
So the Gorillas will line up here off the right side again. Power look here. They've got Chandler to the right side. The motion out 3 here as they spread the Bulldogs out. And we'll see what Ferris State elects to do here defensively. Barry picks it up, throws it across the middle to Chandler, and the Bulldogs able to stop him down inside the 10 at the 9-yard line here on the short inside route.
Yeah, decision time here. It looks like they're going to take the points.
So the field goal unit will come out, probably the correct call. You got to take the points and try to cut it to 7 here with 14 minutes left in the ball game.
Yeah, your goal is to make it a 1-point game, even though still 14 minutes left in regulation. You got to take these points here if you can get them.
The lineup will, with what will be about a 26-yard field goal try. Hold is down, kick is on the way. It's up, and it is no good.
Oh, that hurts.
No good. I think he hit the upright.
Hit the right upright.
So Ferris State holds here to keep this a 10-point difference. 2-score ball game here with 13:45 to go. That could be huge.
Oh, that is devastating if you're Pittsburgh State, Rob. 26-yard field, you cannot come up empty-handed right there. That's devastating.
So the Bulldogs will set up here as Ferris State will send the offense back out. And the Bulldogs now got to be careful here back in your own end. Here is Bauer will stay on at quarterback here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you don't want to make a mistake down here. You just denied them, so you don't want to make a mistake here and put them right back on the doorstep here as they make the adjustment and move the possession, the spot for the Bulldogs up to where the field goal was attempted.
So back to the 20-yard line here after the miss here as Ferris State will start. Bauer with a Hearn to the left side, off the left side hash. Bulldogs will give it off to Zach, avoided the first tackle, and then dropped down here. Back near the line of scrimmage, did not get much, if anything, right there for the Bulldogs off the cut back to the right side.
Yeah, they've made it tough on Zach in the running game. The running backs have had a little bit of a tough time. Bulldogs have had their running success on Wyatt Bauer running or off the sweep.
Second down and call it 10 yards to go here as the Bulldogs have not really tried to stretch the defense a whole lot here against Pittsburg State. A motion out of man. Here comes Bauer looking to throw.
Nice.
Able to hook up with Brady Rose, who makes the catch and gets some extra yardage after the catch. All the way out near the 38-yard line and move the chains here for the Bulldogs.
Great job by Brady Rose to kind of come back and find the ball, and good catch there. And then if you are not a sure tackler with him, look at Wyatt Bauer, so poised. Great ball right there to Brady Rose.
Rose with a catch here for Ferris State. First down and 10. Here is Bauer. Will send Rose around in motion. The Bulldogs are going to run the option back to the near side. Late pitch here, and this is going to result in a loss of yardage here as the Bulldogs ran out of room here to the near side. Pittsburg State had a nice game plan right there against that play to the outside.
They really did. Looked like they knew the play call coming in because they had just too many white jerseys right there, and that's a tough one right there. It's almost one where you maybe don't even want to pitch it.
2nd and 13 now here for Ferris State as the Bulldogs will get set up with 2 out to the wide side, 2 back to the short side as well here on the boundary for the Bulldogs. Bauer with the hard count here. He's got a Hearn left side. He'll motion out here for Ferris State. Wyatt to throw. Short route to Brady Rose. Got a lot of room to run, and he's got a first down out near midfield here for Ferris State at the 49.
Rose, good for Ferris State first down.
They're finding Brady again, and boy, Brady is just doing a little bit of everything here tonight.
Ferris State moves the chains once more. Here is Rose was kind of the check down target right there, and there was no one around him when he caught the football.
Yeah, and he knew he had a nose for where that first down marker was.
Bauer getting settled in here at quarterback for the Bulldogs. Will shift a Hearn to the right side of him here in the offensive backfield against the 4-man front. Wyatt on the move here, steps up on the move, has some yardage to run and into Pitt State territory down to the Gorilla 43-yard line.
There's a flag on the play, so it's going to be holding against the Bulldogs.
So we'll negate what was a nice run by Bauer, avoiding the sack and able to find some yardage on the move here for the Bulldogs.
Well, they seem to be calling holding this year, so I don't know. We'll see if see how that trend holds.
Offense, number 74.
Will be holding
10-yard penalty.
Replay against Ferris State. 10-yard penalty against the Bulldogs as Deion Small will come on here for Brady Rose. Also back on will come Jeremiah Lee here as the Bulldogs rotate a couple new slots in. They may have all 3 of them out there. It looks like Tariq Brett got to stay out there as well.
I think you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, they got them all out there right now.
So Brett lined up here in the backfield along with Bauer. Lee lined up in the slot here just behind the left tackle here to the left side. He'll motion all the way out wide. The Bulldogs will keep it in the hands of Bauer. Stumbles forward here and picks up a couple yards here after it looked like that play was going to be stopped at the line of scrimmage.
Official on the far side, not very generous. It's going to be second down and
Bauer on
still quite a ways to go.
3 yards.
Second and about 17 here for Ferris State as Hearn will come back on. Bulldogs here running the clock here with 11:09 to play. Still a 10-point lead in a 2-score ball game. Do not want to turn the football over and give Pittsburg State any free points here in this ball game.
Yeah, especially at this spot on the field.
Bauer rolls out, throw here, and
run it.
A little bit behind his man. He had Tate Boyd maybe open down the sideline, but it was a shorter throw.
I think Coach might have wanted him to just run it.
For Jeremiah.
Bulldogs now facing 3rd down here and 17 yards to go.
That's a tough throw. That's a really tough throw.
Ball at the 41-yard line here is Ferris State running the play clock down inside of 20 seconds here at this season opener, week 0, and a top 10 national matchup here against the Gorillas of Pittsburg State. Bulldogs will set it up on the right side. Tighter set here for the Bulldogs with the stack to each side. Bauer in the gun with a Hearn next to him. Back to throw. Wyatt steps up, looking over the top for Underwood down the sideline. And they're going to call it out of play. I think ends up incomplete. He had a chance at it down the sideline.
Yeah, just ran out of real estate on the sideline because Cam was trying to make that play kind of like a fade to the opposite side of the field and just could not make the connection.
So the Bulldogs use some clock here to start the 4th, but they've got to punt the football away. Still holding on to that 10-point lead here is Middleton and Mumpfield will come on to punt the football here for the Bulldogs. One back deep here for Pittsburg State as the Bulldogs will give it back here to the Gorillas. 4th down and about 17 yards to go, and we got false start going to be called here against the Bulldogs.
Bulldogs had a little bit of movement up front, so.
False start. Offense. Number 8.
Always going to be things to correct after a week 1 contest or week 0 contest, if you will, if you're Ferris State. But most importantly, the Bulldogs want to go into week 2 with a victory.
Exactly. And I think, Coach Anise is going to be, coaches always find things, and they're certainly going to find some things here because Bulldogs have not been as sharp since most of the first quarter.
So the Bulldogs to punt it away here, trying to hold on here for a victory tonight. As Middleton will get the kick. It's a good one here for Middleton. Nobody back to receive now here for Pittsburg State. Not sure where the return man went, but this one's going to be down all the way back at the 11-yard line.
Yeah, it's like the return man thought that it was going to go into the end zone, and he just kind of gave up on it and just let it go.
He headed to the sideline. I don't know what Tom Anthony over there on the far sideline's upset about. He headed to the sideline, and the ball came back to the near side. We do have a flag, so we'll wait and see what this is. It's right along the Pittsburg State sideline. So a discussion over there across the field by this officiating crew here tonight.
And Anthony right now, Coach Anthony, crouched down right now, and that might be a good sign for Ferris State.
Waiting to see the outcome of this. The ball was spotted down here at the 11 by the Bulldogs.
Anthony is really upset right now.
Did not like something there on that call as the flag was thrown right next to the sideline.
Long discussion right here by the crew.
They're having to hold him back over there on that Pittsburg State sideline. A couple of coaches trying to keep him back here as the crew still has not made their decision.
Bulldogs have their defensive unit out there right now, and Pittsburg State, I think, has both units on the field right now huddled up.
So here comes the call from down on the field by the official. Maybe.
Non-player foul. Unsportsmanlike conduct.
Non-player foul.
Return team.
On the return team.
Already out of bounds. Half the distance from the 16.
Well, half the distance is going to really pin them back. So someone over there on that far sideline involved in the play that wasn't on the field. An unsportsmanlike conduct was called, so half the distance going to put the football all the way back near the 6-yard line.
Yeah, that's an unusual call right there, as someone must have interfered with the play that wasn't really a part of the game. So anyway, horrible field position right now for Pittsburg State. They're trying to see if they can bail themselves out of it.
Barry will stand at his own goal line here as he gives it off on the sweep to the near side. Nothing doing this time. Good pursuit to the football by the Bulldogs as Giassi Madison was right there, and Alston Ware along with Nolan Ziegler on that near side.
Yeah, just a great job right there as they tried to pull and not quite able to get there in time. Great play right there by Alston Ware upending.
This officiating crew working its first game tonight. We've got a couple of veteran officials up here in the box. Dino Paganelli, the officials evaluator here tonight. And another guy standing up here I met last night, Sean Smith, the Ferris State alum that works in the National Football League. Big play for Ferris State up front as Fowler comes up with a huge stop here for the Bulldogs, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Yeah, he's representing the got the Ferris hat on right there.
He was here at the Hall of Fame banquet last night. His wife, former track standout during her Ferris State career.
He's been really inspiring, done some great work representing Ferris State. Good to see him in that Ferris State hat.
He said he had some guys that he was friends with that are officials that are Pitt State alums, so they were all here for the game tonight. 3rd down and call it 10 yards to go. Barry from the end zone. Drop it back to throw. The Bulldogs almost got the safety. Barry steps up, delivers the pass, and it's tipped up and broken up. Good coverage downfield by the Bulldogs.
And good pressure.
No flags thrown here. He took a shot right at the end of the play when he went to throw, but no flags right near the goal line.
Yeah, Bulldogs had good pressure right there. One of the best defensive stands here for the Bulldogs that we've seen in the second half right there. A couple of Bulldogs being held right there and able to get away. But Marquis Jones closing in, and that ball kind of up for grabs, tipped away.
Payout right there defensively on the corner here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State's going to get pretty good field position here on this return. Brady Rose standing right at midfield, and the Gorillas are going to have to punt from the back of the end zone.
Brady
Here
Rose,
is,
deep to receive.
see if the Bulldogs set up the return or if they try to come after him right there in the back of the end zone.
You don't want a penalty right now, so the Bulldogs might be content to let him punt.
Looks like they're going to send.
A
This
shank.
is a shank here to the Ferris State sideline.
Oh wow, this is going to be like less than a 20-yard punt.
We'll see where they spot it. They're right around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, okay, it's going to be. Where's he going to spot it at?
Tony
Pass
Anise,
sails out of bounds.
the nephew,
Punt sails out of
here
bounds
thought
at
it should be
30-yard
back
line.
inside the 20, but they're going to give him
First
all the
down
way
for
out to the
State.
30. And
I mean, I'm not going to complain. I mean, it's still we still got good. I did not. I thought it went out of bounds. I thought by the time it landed, it was at the 30-yard line.
Bulldog coaches down on the sideline, I think, would concur, but nonetheless, very good field position here at the 30-yard line.
Bulldogs are not going to be too upset here. Maybe a chance to burn some clock here.
9:10 to go here in the fourth quarter of play. Bauer, the quick throw here to the outside to Brett on the sideline, and he gets some good yardage here down to the 24-yard line. What was about a 6-yard pickup here for Tariq Brett.
That'll be able to eventually work that clock under 9 minutes and keep it ticking.
Bulldogs need to get some points here on this drive to extend this lead here against the Gorillas. Take advantage of where the field position is right now if you're Ferris State. Bauer sends Brady Rose into the offensive backfield. Bauer, spot throw, over the top, touchdown Bulldogs!
Bulldogs!
What a job right there. Tremendous throw there by Wyatt Bauer. Kind of sold the run a little bit and then just threw it right over the top. Tariq Brett, good job tracking the ball, pulling it in, and then getting it across the plane. Huge touchdown for Ferris State.
The Bulldogs make it 33-17. Wyatt Bauer, his first touchdown throw as a Bulldog. Having a big night here at his debut for Ferris State.
A great job right there as Tariq Brett. Nice job catching the ball, and more impetus for me to write that story that I interviewed him for.
Eddie Jewett on for the point after here as Rose gets the hold down. Steady Eddie on the way. Up and good. Make it 34-17. The preseason #1 team in the country right now with 8:40 to go. In good position to come away with a Week 0 victory.
Yeah, Rob, I think it started with the great defensive stand we saw down here where the Bulldogs really locked in defensively, and that put them in a position to be able to get that short porch. And even with the field position that the Bulldogs were questioning, they still ended up with a short porch, and they were able to punch it in. So great job by Ferris State. Bulldogs 34-17 lead, giving themselves a little bit of cushion as they double up the Gorillas right now.
Bulldog football coverage live right here tonight on Sunny 97.3 FloCollege. And, of course, here on the Bulldog Sports Network. Hungry Howie's proud to partner with Bulldog Athletics this year. Fuel up on game days with the pizza that made flavored crust famous only at Hungry Howie's. You can also come to the dark side of B-Dubs. Join us for B-Dubs After Dark and score saucy $4 food and drink deals daily from 9 to close. All participating Buffalo Wild Wings locations. Taxes and other fees apply. And dine in only. Of course, the Carmody family here in Michigan, outstanding supporters of Ferris State football and Bulldog football alums.
Bulldog soccer as well, because Brian's got a couple of daughters playing for Bulldog soccer.
Of course, he does as Ferris State gets ready to kick it away. 8:40 to go, and Middleton will boot this one here high for the Bulldogs. Going to be fielded back inside the 10 as Ferris State trying to avoid the big return here on the Pittsburg State end, and they'll get it out to about the 25-yard line. And once again, we'll see the Ferris State defense come out trying to close this one out here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I think the Bulldogs a little bit shorter on the kick, Rob, but they got a little bit more hang time, and that allowed the coverage team to be able to get down there and make a play. So great job there. Shout out to our guy Nate Jacobs doing some great work there.
Peak Sports, of course, if you're interested in partnering with the Bulldogs, be sure to reach out to Nate. More information available online, ferrisstatebulldogs.com. First down and 10. 8:28 to play. The Bulldogs lead at 34-17 over the number 9 Gorillas. Tied in motion here for Barry. As the Bulldogs send 5 here up front. Barry looking outside. Receiver kind of dropped to his knees, but made the catch for a first down here out across the 35.
Yeah, he was. I think he was caught in between diving for it and then just kind of going down to his knees and hauling it in, but he was able to get it for a first down, so they moved the chains.
So first down and 10 here is Pittsburg State moves the football out across the 35 to the 36. Barry under duress, being chased from behind, and he's sacked.
Jones.
As Jalen Jones making the stop here for Ferris State in the offensive backfield.
What I love about that, Rob, is that Jalen came on the blitz, the late blitz right there. Pittsburg State, you'll see able to pick it up a little bit, but he's undeterred, comes back and makes the play anyway.
So second and long here for the Gorillas as they send 3 receivers right, 1 to the left. Here is Barry surveys the front 4, front 6. Here comes Ziegler untouched. Chases him from the pocket. Barry looking to throw still and takes a shot here. His flag's going to be thrown as he delivered the pass incomplete, but a late hit called against the Bulldogs.
That's just one you can't let happen. I mean, you forced him into a bad throw and you bail him out.
2 Bulldogs right there, and they both got him.
Personal foul.
This is going to be a foul.
Passer. Defense, number 31.
Roughing the passer here against Ferris State.
Spot. Automatic.
You can't do that.
So an automatic first down coming up plus the 15.
Yeah, that really hurts right there. He was clearly had nothing there, throwing the ball away, and we bail him out.
7:38 left here as Pittsburg State moving the football out near midfield now after that penalty to the 46-yard line. Bulldog defense has stepped up their game here in the last couple series, but that a big penalty here to keep this drive alive.
It keeps Pittsburg State alive here as they desperately need points here, coming up on just a little more than 7.5 minutes to go. 2
receivers right, 1 left here as Barry drops back again, steps up, delivers the ball downfield, and broken up by the Bulldogs. Had a receiver there, but Payout came with the hit and forced the incompletion.
Jay Pay closing in hard right there, putting a big hit on as Bulldogs secondary know they're going to be tested here down the stretch, Rob. You got a Pittsburg State team that's, down 17. They're looking at 3 scores to get back in this.
Bulldogs here force Pittsburg State here into 2nd and 10. Of course, some other games around the country tonight, tomorrow, and on Saturday. Part of a busy weekend here. Week 0 action in Division II football. 4 receivers in the formation. Trips right here for Barry. Barry to throw again. Delivers the ball and short, low throw here. The Bulldogs thought it was incomplete. I think they're going to give him the catch and the spot. Going to be very close to a first down here.
It's going to be about a half-yard short. Bulldogs were, as you mentioned, questioning that, but looks like it's going to stand.
Looks like they're going to get right back to the line of scrimmage. Bulldogs have to get set here on 3rd and a yard. As Barry will walk up under center, and it's going to be a quarterback sneak here, and I don't think he got it.
I think he lost yards.
He ended up losing maybe a yard here. We got 4th down coming up here for the Gorillas.
Yeah, that's a tough one there for Pittsburg State. There, they tried to quick count the Bulldogs and sneak to get it. Now they're in a situation now where they feel like they have to go for it on 4th.
So 4th down and a yard here with 6:45 to go. Here in the opener here for the Bulldogs tonight in front of the home fans at Top Tiger Field. Conditions have cooled off since we were out there in the parking lots before the game.
Let's hear it, fans.
Bulldogs trying to cool off this Pittsburg State offense now. 4th and a yard here. Power look here as Barry will run the sweep to the right side. Cuts back, and a good cut here. And
he got it barely.
Think just got enough for the first down.
Barely.
Got a good spot here, looks like, from our angle here in the press box. They still have not signaled first down yet.
Yeah, he didn't get it by much, but he did get it.
They did give it to him, so the chains will move here. And Pittsburg State right back to the line of scrimmage.
They got to go fast.
The Gorillas here out of the gun. Barry drops back again. Out of the backfield, looking downfield, and broken up by the Bulldogs. Ware and Payout, along with Madison, all right there. And it was Madison that thought he might have had the interception.
Well,
but
I think Austin Ware came in and got a piece of it with one hand, but there was a player closing in that might have had a little better crack at it. But anyway, they break it up.
Nonetheless, here 2nd and 10 here on the incompletion with 6:02 to go. Fowler will check out as the Bulldogs will rotate up front here at the line of scrimmage.
Well, they're going to be looking at taking some shots downfield, so secondary's got to be ready.
Jack Lamancusa checks in a defensive end, Rockford product here, who started his career at Hope College.
Yeah, that's
ball thrown incomplete over on the far sideline. Would have been short of the first down. Now we got 3rd and 10.
He's throwing that from the near hash all the way across the field to a receiver that's coming back. That's a tough throw.
Ferris State looking to come up with a big stop here defensively and ice this one away here with a 34-17 lead here in the 4th quarter of action.
Yeah, he should have caught that.
Bulldogs #1 team in the country here, taking on a top 10 opponent here looking to avenge that loss last year to Pittsburg State in the Week 0 contest.
Bulldogs showing a lot of pressure. Here they come.
They come with the blitz here. Pocket collapsing. Barry rolls out, though, right side, being chased by the Bulldogs and delivers the pass short. Going to be incomplete here. No catch on the sideline. And now this likely the ball game here. 4th down coming up with 5:50 to go.
Yeah, they need a miracle right here to stay in the game right now. Bulldogs good pressure up front, chasing them all the way to the sideline there as Barry just trying to find something.
This Bulldog defense, again, has been on the field a while tonight. Mentioned earlier that defensive line maybe not quite as deep as we've seen the Bulldogs here in years past, at least here early on in the season.
But they've held up. They've held up pretty well. The linebacking core, a lot of new faces. They've done pretty well also here tonight. Let's see. 4th down.
4th down here in that 4-man front are the Bulldogs. Barry drops back. Pressure coming again to the outside. Picked off by the Bulldogs over on the far sideline. I think that was Jalen Jones again here for the Bulldogs.
Number 42.
Yeah, great job with the interception as the Bulldogs get the big pick right there, trying to throw that pass across the field again. And the Bulldogs may have started to salt this one away.
Jones going to come to the sideline. He may get the turnover belt down here for Ferris State as our guy Camden Lee, equipment manager, is holding the belt up. And here comes Jalen Jones to get the belt on the bench here for the Bulldogs. The turnover belt as the defense, we were waiting for him to make a big play like that, and they got one here tonight.
And they did. A huge one on 4th down. It was do or die for Pittsburg State. Now the Bulldogs, I think, going to be running that ball.
5:43 left. The Bulldogs lead at 34-17 as Ferris State will line up here in the offensive set. Bauer going to hold on to it himself right there. Nowhere to go with it. He wanted to give it off, I think, but did not really have an opportunity to do so. Kevell Cooper was in there with him here in the offensive backfield.
But he made a smart play. You know what? It's not there. Just get on the ground. Keep that clock running. Keep possession of the football. I mean, I'll take a 2-yard loss and keep possession of the football and run the clock right now with a 34-17 lead.
Second and call it 12 yards to go here as we approach the 5-minute mark to go. Brett in motion. Bulldogs will give it off to Cooper. Nothing doing here. Is Pittsburg State selling out for the run right now here?
Did they take a timeout?
Well, looks like they will take a timeout. That'll stop the clock. They've got a couple timeouts remaining. We'll take one as well back in 60 seconds. This is Bulldog football here on the Bulldog Sports Network and Sunny 97.3.
Second and 12.
Somebody once said life moves pretty fast, and that's exactly how we like it. Want to build something? Great. Start businesses, build bridges, raise a whole city. Future in fighting crime? Want to save lives? Do it all here. But you've got to go forward fast.
Because today is now, and tomorrow is soon. And to get ahead of the game, you got to get ahead of your time. This is your future, so take it and move all of us forward.
And welcome back, everyone, to Ferris State football coverage. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you as we come out of the timeout. Incomplete right there for Ferris State, and the Bulldogs are going to have to punt the football away.
Yeah, Wyatt was trying to hit Tariq Brett there on the crossing pattern and just let him a little bit much here. So clock does stop here for Pittsburg State. 5:03 to go as they got us on the big screen here in the stadium. So
Middleton, along with Mumpfield, coming on to punt the football away here for the Bulldogs. Is Pittsburg State in need of a big return here with 5:03 to go, trailing 34-17, and it's a good one here for Middleton. No return here as the Gorillas will let it drop down here and back inside the 20. The Bulldogs will let it roll to about the 17-yard line.
Middleton's punting game's been pretty good. Specialists in the kicking game have done a pretty good job here tonight. Did have the one missed extra point, or the blocked extra point, but special teams been pretty good.
Ferris State football live tonight here at Top Taggart Field. Season opener here for the Bulldogs in Week 0. And the Bulldogs jumped out to a big 20-3 lead Pittsburg State with a big touchdown throw late in the first half, cut it to 20-10. But from there, the Bulldogs have made enough plays here to keep this margin relatively not in doubt here for the most part in the second half.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have really responded, and when they got that last touchdown to go up 34-17, I mean, that started with a great defensive stand.
Out of the shotgun set, empty backfield here for Barry, working back inside his own 20. Back to throw. The Bulldogs will send 4. They bring the pressure. The last second, Barry looking to get rid of it back near the goal line and throws that one away.
Yeah, he was just kind of running for his life back there, and smart play just to throw it away because there was just nothing there. Not only did they have pressure on him in the backfield, but Bulldogs had good coverage downfield.
So the Ferris State secondary able to do its job right there, and the Bulldogs did not have to come with the blitz, sit 4, and that back end doing a good job here for the Bulldogs, and what obviously was a passing situation here for Pittsburg State.
Just a great – those defensive ends are going to be a terror for teams to face all year with these Bulldogs.
Fowler and Allen, 2 veterans here for Ferris State, and they've went the distance for the most part. Saw Lamancusa out there a couple snaps, but those 2 have done the bulk of the work here for Ferris State on that defensive line here in terms of the in position tonight. 2nd down and 10. Here is
delay.
Looks like we do have a delay of game. Play clock at 0 here for Pittsburg State. So
Offense,
they're moving right now in the wrong direction right here with 4:43 left. We'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show on our radio dial once this game is all said and done here tonight. Of course, the post-game press conference presented by Granger Construction as well here from the 3rd floor of the Wheeler Pavilion. Live on radio. We'll have that available online as well later on tonight at Ferris Athletics on YouTube. For those fans tuned in right now here on FloCollege. Back to throw. Barry looking outside and able to hook up here on the outside. Good open field tackle, though, here on the near side by Alston Ware. And they'll be short of the first down here out to the 24-yard line.
Yeah, good job there by Alston to keep him in front. Sometimes it's tempting to go for that interception, but smart play right there by Alston to just keep him in front. Make sure you make a sure tackle.
3rd and 3 yards to go here for the Gorellas. Barry, the quick snap. Drops back, looking across the middle, high throw and incomplete. Here as he was kind of hit at the end of the play, but able to get back up. He's been roughed up a little bit tonight, but keeps getting back up back there at the quarterback control.
Yeah, the Bulldogs have really picked it up in the second half, putting pressure here. Bulldogs had a nice little twist game and a great inside move to put some pressure on him and keep him under duress and force that incompletion.
A lot of talent for Pittsburg State. No doubt that they're going to contend in the MIAA once again here this season.
Yeah, the challenge for them, Rob, is that they're at Central Oklahoma next week, and then they got Grand Valley coming to Pittsburg, Kansas.
That is followed by a visit from Fort Hays State as well, another team that's got some high hopes. Ball thrown here to the outside. The Bulldogs were thinking pick 6, and Ware breaks it up once more. Good help on the outside from some other Bulldogs, and Ferris State the football back here on the 4th down throw.
First down, Ferris State.
Clock here is Bulldogs are salting this one away, and looks like the Bulldogs have been relatively injury-free. Haven't seen any major injuries, and so the Bulldogs are going to be feeling pretty good coming out of this game. Although coaches, they'll find something.
We hope that is the case here for the Bulldogs. The Bulldogs with some new changes up front here on that offensive line with some new guys coming on here for the Bulldogs late in this ball game. Man in motion here as Bauer will give it off here on the inside give, and play stopped, and then they drive him backwards another 15 yards before the whistle blows again. That was Cooper on the carry here, redshirt freshman out of Florida here for the Bulldogs.
Carried by Cooper.
Probably wondering, where's the whistle at? I mean, they're driving me back about 15, 20 yards.
So 2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State will line up. Bulldogs here with 5 new guys here at the line of scrimmage. It looks like DeJuan Gilbert has moved in at center here for Ferris State. 2nd and 10 here for the Bulldogs with 3:48 to go. Cooper left side here, a Bauer in the gun. Man in motion is Small. Quick throw to the outside of Jeremiah Lee, and a good tackle here on the outside. Short gain here for the Bulldogs. 3rd down coming up here.
Bauer's pass.
Ferris State trying to use the throw to keep it inbounds here.
That's right.
Want to keep that clock moving.
Exactly. Keep that clock moving here is going to – they don't really have to maybe have to snap it before the 3-minute mark, but the Bulldogs putting this one away, and what a difference a year makes. We had a tough trip out to Pittsburg, Kansas last year, but much different result this year.
Jake Price comes in on the offensive backfield, another redshirt freshman here for the Bulldogs. Bauer looking outside and pass in and out of the hands of his intended target. That was Tay Boyd, who had some room to work with here if he could have hauled in the football.
Tay was thinking about his move afterward and just didn't quite secure it.
Still 3:03 to play here. It's 4th down coming up for the Bulldogs. 9 yards to go as the Bulldogs coming on, it looks like, with the field goal unit here, trying to extend this lead here, make it a 20-point ball game. What will be a longer field goal here for Middleton? It'll be a 40-yard try here for the senior off the near side hash here for the Bulldogs. As Rose will get set. He counts out the number of guys on the field with him here. As he'll get the hold down here for the Bulldogs. Pressure coming, and I think Pitt State may have jumped off sides. Were they drawn or not? Play was stopped.
Delay a game. Offense.
I'm going to call delay a game here against Ferris State. So this will shift Mitch back another 5 yards if Coach Nee selects to keep the field goal unit out there.
Please reset.
Looks like
clock.
they will here. It'll be back to the 35 on the spot of the hold. So a 45-yard try here for Middleton. He's made one from this distance before. Kicking here from the near side hash to the north end here. Looks like the breeze pretty calm right now here at Top Taggart. Bulldogs will run the fake. It's Middleton looking to throw for the Bulldogs downfield, and I think it was intercepted here by Pittsburg State, and that'll thwart the drive here for the Bulldogs.
Pass intercepted.
Yeah, I don't think they necessarily were thinking about kicking it from that far, but did not necessarily want to punt either. I think they're just really trying to put themselves in position to be able to run some more clock right there. As Mitch
first and 10 for Pittsburg
trying to play
State.
quarterback right there as throws into double coverage.
We've seen him complete a pass before. We saw that last year. I think late in the season, might have been in the national championship game.
I think it was in the playoffs. I think it was in the national championship game.
So Middleton, after the pick here, it'll be Pittsburg State with the football here at the 20. First down and 10. 2:57 to play. Special teams coordinator over there wearing the gold for Pittsburg State was all fired up with the play.
You could tell he's that fiery coach that you have, and he has definitely been trying to get his guys going.
Back to throw is Barry here. Barry looking to throw, rolls out left side here, being chased by the Bulldogs to the outside, and incomplete here over on the far sideline.
Barry's pass thrown out of bounds.
Madison's doing a nice job chasing down there as the Bulldogs. So much speed on this Bulldog defense.
I think Byers was over there as well here for Ferris State as some of the guys walk back to the near side. There's a guy on the TV screen for us down there shooting some highlights here. He's got the Flow Sports FloCollege hat on.
Yeah, I think might have been a method to the madness right there.
So second down coming up here with 2:49 to go. Here for the Gorillas, second and long. Here as the Bulldogs move back to that 4-2 look. Ziegler coming in from the outside. Ball thrown across the middle and complete. Big pass play here right down the middle on the seam here out across the 40 to about the 44 for the first down.
State first down.
They're going to get a chance to move the chains here a little bit and get as close as they've been to striking distance here in a while, coming up on 2.5 minutes.
We'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show, and this one's all said and done. First, Barry drops back to throw, has time. Short route across the middle and into Bulldog territory to the 48.
Barry's pass complete to Chandler.
Pickup of 8 right here with 2:24 left. The Gorillas do have 2 timeouts remaining.
Bulldogs content right now to keep them underneath. Bulldogs trying to make a quick change.
Bulldogs get some new personnel in. I think that's Lico Johnson coming in at linebacker here for the Bulldogs. Back to throw to the outside and hauled in by the tight end here out wide. Another first down pickup here down near the 40-yard line. So they move the chains with 2:07 to go.
First down.
Chase was moving right there. He saw the big tight end coming his way and made sure to get out of the way.
So 2:07 remaining here in this contest as Pittsburg State. Now as we hit the 2-minute timeout, we'll have a chance kind of regroup right here as this will stop the clock here.
Game clock to 2 minutes. This is the 2-minute timeout.
34-17 lead here for the Bulldogs in the Week 0 season opener here at Top Taggart Field as the Bulldogs for a big crowd here when this one started tonight here. It was a beautiful day. Of course, it's cooled off a little bit here. And
not in the press box.
Not in the press box. It's warm up here.
It is warm up in the press box. But, yeah, you're right. But shout out to the fans because at peak, we'll see what the attendance numbers were. But at peak, I mean, it was a really, really good crowd. Shout out to Pittsburg State. They had a lot of fans that came and made the trip from Kansas to be able to support their team. And it's, well, I tell you what, this is a good football team, but they got a gauntlet to start. And so we'll see. We'll be keeping an eye on Pittsburg State and see how they do against that gauntlet.
Of course, Ferris State back on the road next week at Lake Erie, then back right here at home in 2 weeks against Tiffin. Another night game here in 2 weeks on September 13th at Top Taggart Field, and that'll be a big game on the slate as well here for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, definitely going to be exciting. Tiffin's program has really improved, over the years, and it'll be fun to face them for the first time in a long time. So it'll be exciting, and Bulldog fans are going to be ready for that. Love night games. Saturday night games are always fun in Bulldog country.
So Pitt State will line up here off the right side hash. 2 minutes to go in the ball game. First down and 10 here at the Bulldog 43 as Barry has man right next to him here in the backfield in Chandler. They've checked down to Chandler the last couple times. This time they throw it across the middle, and the ball hooked up here down to the 29-yard line.
Pass complete to Holbert.
As the catch was made by Holbert, who's had maybe the bigger night of all the wideouts here on the Pittsburg State side.
Yeah, that was a nice grab right there. Kind of just running right down the seam.
Back to throw Barry again. Pressure coming from the back edge. Rolls out right side and delivered it late, but incomplete.
Throw. Just not able to
Barry's
quite make the connection there, but he was on the run under tremendous pressure.
Final few minutes taking a long time here at Top Tiger Field. Still 1:46 remaining, but the score still reads 34-17 Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs have it victory put away, but this defense does not want to let Pittsburg State get in the end zone.
Pitt State at the 29, second down and 10. Here is Barry sends two off to each side. Chandler next to him, left side. Here in the offensive backfield. He drops back again. Looking near side, chased by the Bulldogs, and Ferris State just misses on the sack, incomplete to the sideline, as the Bulldogs had the pressure coming off the back edge.
Good job. Great pressure there by the Bulldogs to
just
keep Barry on the run, and Barry is been really good at times, but, man, he's been under a lot of pressure throughout this game.
A couple new faces in there. Cam Post on the defensive line for the Bulldogs. Stanley Lambert checks in on the defensive line as well here for Ferris State. Bulldogs secondary still a lot of experience back there. They haven't made a whole lot of changes right now with the way that unit is played against this passing attack here late in the contest. Barry to the outside and hauled in. The Bulldogs able to keep it in front, though. It'll be a first down here.
Barry's pass
down inside the 20.
Maybe. I don't know.
It was close. Maybe not on the spot.
Yeah, line judge walked back. It looked like he stepped, far line judge stepped across the first down marker, and then they walked it back. Timeout Pittsburg State.
So 1:20 exactly remaining on the clock. 34-17 lead here for the Bulldogs as Ferris State looks to go 1-0, and that's the ultimate goal coming in tonight to get that one win here and start the season unbeaten.
Please reset the game clock to 1 minute, 22 seconds.
Slight reset here, adding about 2 seconds to the game clock here. And, yeah, what a difference a year makes. But the one thing about the loss last year at Pittsburg, Kansas, Rob, the one thing obviously they were not happy, they were frustrated, but they certainly were not demoralized after that game. And they really got back to work the next week and had a huge win over Lake Erie the next week and then just rolled from there.
Of course, the Bulldogs went on 14 straight, resulted in a national championship down in McKinney, Texas. That's the ultimate goal once again, but you got to take it a week at a time, and the Bulldogs have been able to do that in that national championship run the last 3 times, and we'll see if this team can do it again here. Certainly have the ability and talent, but going to take a full season of work.
I think it is. It really is. It's going to take a full body of work, and the coaches, it's cliche, but they're going to take it one game at a time here. 4th and 1 here for the Gorillas.
Out of the gun, here's Barry. Gives it off to Chandler. Nothing doing here as the Bulldogs not fooled here. That interior of the defensive line. Ruffin along with Jones right there for Ferris State and Fowler to make the stop.
And could be at victory formation time right here.
So the Bulldogs will come back out. Bowers went the distance at quarterback, and we'll see what Coach Anise selects to do right here. As looks like Brady Rose is going to be out there. Here comes Bauer as well. So the Bulldogs will go back with some of those starters here to protect the football here with 1:17 to go. The Gorillas, I believe, have just one timeout. They got 2 on the board, but I thought they just used one.
Our vision is having a hard time with the board.
So we'll wait and see here. Nonetheless, we'll see if they try to stop the clock here as the Bulldogs lead at 34-17. And I'm not sure there's going to be any movement towards taking a timeout here on the opposite sideline as Pittsburg State, I think, is just going to let the Bulldogs take a couple knees.
Pittsburg State just I tell you what, this Pittsburg State team is it's a tough loss for them here tonight, doubled up by the defending national champions, #1 team in the nation, but they've got some tools here. So I you know, they have a gauntlet, but Central Oklahoma, Grand Valley, Fort Hays, they better be ready to play.
Of course, Ferris State avenging a setback last year in the season opener as the Bulldogs probably one knee away from finishing this one here with 8 on the play clock, 34 seconds here on the game clock, and that will probably do it here tonight as both teams will get ready to head to midfield. Ferris State starts 1-0 as the defending national champions capture a 34-17 season opening win here over #9 Pittsburg State.
Yeah, big hugs right there for Coach Anise and Coach Anthony. A lot of respect between these two programs. We'll be seeing them again next year and then the year after that, at least.
A series already extended for 2 more years, and it's a good one and a great way to open the season between 2 of the heavyweights here in Division II football.
Yeah, this is the way college
your
football
final
is supposed
score,
to be. Taking on the great
Ferris
challenges
State
right here. A lot of
Bulldogs.
sportsmanship here in the handshake line, and we'll be seeing these guys again.
Of course, we'll keep it right here and wrap up this broadcast here on FloCollege and Flo Sports. We'll have the Preferred Office Machines post-game show coming up here on Sunday 97.3 and online at FerrisStateBulldogs.com. Bulldogs back home in 2 weeks, so we'll have coverage on FloCollege as well with the matchup against the Tiffin Dragons coming up on September 13th. Next Saturday, we'll be on the road to Lake Erie. Fans can tune into the Lake Erie broadcast on FloCollege. Of course, we'll have the radio broadcast on Sunday 97.3 and online starting next Saturday afternoon at 1 o'clock from Paynesville, Ohio. And the Bulldogs one step closer toward the ultimate prize here tonight with a win here in Week 0. And we'll see what they can do. And I expect this team to get better and better as the year goes on.
Yeah, I really do, too. I like a lot of what we saw. And I think when the Bulldogs were at their best in this game, they were dominant. They were really dominant on both lines of scrimmage. And I think the challenge for them is going to be to channel that into a full 4 quarters to be able to really play the kind of dominant football that they expect to play.
Bulldogs final numbers here tonight, 331 yards of total offense. Pittsburg State actually finished with 361. They had a big second half here against the Bulldogs. Ferris State 200 yards on the ground, 67 for the Gorillas here in the contest. Wyatt Bauer, a great debut, 99 yards rushing with 2 touchdowns, 11 of 18 for 112 yards here for the Bulldogs. Tariq Brett, 5 catches for 47 yards. He also had 7 carries for 44 yards here for Ferris State.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, you got to be really impressed with Wyatt Bauer. Tremendous debut here for the redshirt freshman quarterback. He was fantastic. Tariq Brett was really good. You mentioned Brady Rose was really good in this game as well. The outside receivers had some opportunities as well. So, I mean, really a balanced effort right there. And so, a lot of people were wondering where Coach Anise was going to go at quarterback. And, he's got a bunch of team guys in that quarterback room, and they're all supporting each other. And great job there by Wyatt Bauer. But there's some other quarterbacks in that room that are very talented. We're going to see a lot of them over the course of the season.
Isaiah Byers leading the Bulldog defense with 9 snaps. Big game for Jalen Jones as well. He had the pick here for Ferris State to seal it down the stretch here for the Bulldogs. 34-17 our final score. Sandy, great night here, not only with the football game, but a huge crowd. Tailgating was awesome before the game here today. We had the marching band returning to Ferris State along with the cheerleading squad. So a lot of positives here from Week 0 here for the Bulldogs at home.
Yeah, I think Bulldog country goes to bed happy tonight. I mean, because a lot of things went well. You mentioned all the things you mentioned with the band, the cheer stunt team debuting. Great win by the football team. Bulldogs double up. A really good Pittsburg State team, 34-17. So the defending national champions are now 1-0 on the season.
That'll wrap up our coverage here on FloCollege and Flo Sports. Thanks to all the fans that tuned in. We'll take a 2-minute timeout. We'll be back with the Preferred Office Machines post-game show from right here inside the Wheeler Pavilion on Sunny 97.3 and the Bulldog Sports Network. I'll get you started, and then
What's that?
I'll get you started, and then you can recap the numbers.
Yep. Did you do the scores?
And welcome back, everyone, to Top Taggart Field. Rob Bentley and Sandy Golston with you after a 34-17 Bulldog victory here on the Preferred Office Machines postgame show as we get ready to wait for our postgame press conference. First, Sandy, a look at the final numbers here in this ballgame tonight.
Yeah, I mean, the numbers certainly kind of some odd numbers when you think that Pittsburg State actually outgained the Bulldogs in terms of total offense by 30 yards, and a lot of that was due to some great play in the second half for Pittsburg State. And so give them credit for showing some fight in the second half and staying in that game, hanging in that game, and forcing the Bulldogs to really have to pull away down the stretch. The Bulldogs did a good job with time of possession. A lot of that was due to the offensive line playing really well. Bulldogs with an edge of almost 13 minutes, actually exactly 13 minutes in terms of time of possession, 36-30 to 23-30 for the Gorillas. Bulldogs got the better of it on third down conversions, 4 of 14 to 2 of 14, and they got the better of it on fourth down conversions. Bulldogs converting 3 of 4 on fourth downs. Bulldogs also very effective in the red zone, 4 out of 5. The Bulldogs were able to convert in the red zone en route to 34 points and a victory for the defending national champions in front of a crowd of 5,434 here at Top Taggart Field. Rob mentioned the Bulldogs, really a great game from Wyatt Bauer, the redshirt freshman quarterback, 99 yards rushing on the ground, 2 touchdowns, also very solid in the air, very efficient in the air, 11 of 18 for 112 yards in this contest. Bulldogs had some great work from their receiving core. Tariq Brett, 7 targets, had 5 catches, 47 yards for Tariq Brett. Brady Rose had 4 receptions for 53 yards, 2 receptions for 17 yards for Cam Underwood, and Carson Gulker had 1 reception for 13 yards in this contest. The Bulldogs defensively, as Rob mentioned, Isaiah Byers, with a really strong game. 9 tackles for the Bulldogs, Austin Ware with 6, Tim Allen with 6, Nolan Ziegler with 5. The Bulldog defensive line really did a great job putting pressure. Tim Allen, Tyrone Fowler were all over the place putting pressure. The defensive interior,